Hello, gorgeous humans. My name is Alina Grayson. I'm coming to you live on my personal page. When you're hopping on, say hello. Today is the Self-Fulfilling Prophecy Masterclass, and it is 11:11. So make a wish. I'm trying to just see myself here. Oh, there I am. Okay, perfect. I need to share this into my Facebook group because I'm also going to go live in there as well. Okay, perfect. Hello, guys. When you're hopping on, say hello. Okay, perfect. Let me know if you guys can hear me well, too. I'm going to look up here because I can't see comments on Zoom. I've been using Zoom above going live on Facebook because I want to record this and make sure that it doesn't get lost. And sometimes that happens with Facebook Lives. Now, I will say in my world, sometimes we crash the internet. If something crashes, I will be right back. If you cannot view this right now, I am public, but this sometimes happens. I apologize, but you will be able to view it when I am done. There will be a recording. There will also be a YouTube link that will be put on my YouTube channel. And I'm just going to say hello here because I see beautiful faces hopping on. Hello, I have not seen you in so long. Hello, gorgeous. Happy New Year's. Hello, Katie. Hello, Ashley. Hello, beautiful. Can't stay boat. Can't wait to watch the replay. Okay, amazing. Hello, Callie. Hello, Mima. So many gorgeous ladies. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for this conversation. I have been going through the most insane duality over the last few months, and I've had such amazing breakthroughs, and I cannot wait to share what has come through. Hello, Lena. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. So if you're new to my world, say hello. I am a life and business mentor. I teach it all. I do it all. And I'm excited to help you have massive breakthroughs during this masterclass. This is probably one of my favorite topics. That I can't wait to dive into. Hello, Dr. Linda. Great to see you. Hello, 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 Deanne. So this is a free training. And what I love to do with masterclasses is if you're willing to share this with your tribe, which I believe, honestly, if people like listen to this conversation, the world is going to shift because I am going to be giving you guys such amazing breakthroughs. But if it feels aligned to share, I would be so grateful. And my energetic exchange for people who share or share the graphic and tag me is you will be put into a draw for a chance to win a free tuition to one of my programs and 50% off. And everybody who has been sharing before, you need to just reach out. Me and my team have been collecting everybody who's shared out. You will get that 222 tuition credit that you can also use towards anything, just not private coaching, but bundles and all the things. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Mama. My mama's watching. She's always supporting me. Thank you guys so much for tagging. And again, if someone cannot view this, just let them know. This just happens sometimes. There will be a recording and a YouTube link as well. Hello, Rebecca. Thank you so much. So great to be here. Hello, Danielle. I'm celebrating Danielle. She just jumped into the Inner Circle membership for a year with me. I am so, so grateful. So I'm Alina. I'm a business coach. I'm a life coach. I love to teach it all. I bridge psychology, science, and metaphysics and spirituality all in one. I have a psychology background. I have a business background, but I love all the woo. But it's very backed up by science, which you will learn today. So I'm really excited. I love you. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Phyllis. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, so I have been coaching online for almost 5 years with people from all walks of life. I love this work. This work is my purpose. This is like something I'll never stop doing. I love it so much. It's so powerful. It's so life-changing. Coaching changed my life and who I am today. And what I've created for my life, it was not predictable for me at all. A lot of people see me now and they're like, oh, you're so like confident and all the things, but I should be the shyest, most introverted, not very confident person. I actually had to work a lot on my mindset. I'm a first generation immigrant. And if you're into human design, I have an open head. Like school was a struggle. I don't even know how I got through university and all the things, but here we are. And I am so excited to teach you guys the things that I have learned along this way, because this masterclass is like the foundation of my work. This is the stuff that I lean on the most every single day. And something wonky happened a few months ago, and I almost forgot these teachings, and it brought me right back. And then bing, 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 people coming in, things happening. So if you apply the trainings in this program, not only are you going to be happier and more empowered, you're going to start creating things in your reality. Hello, Andrea. Hello, beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, so I used to be it's just a little side note too, like I was not always like this at all. I used to miss presentation marks just to go live. I mean, just to do presentations in school. So the fact that I'm live here talking to you, like this gets to happen. We get to change our identity. And I, even before coaching, I was depressed and postpartum depression. I had a failed relationship, 2 little girls. And this coaching industry just landed and I found my purpose and nothing has ever been the same. And I'm doing what I love, making money that I never thought I could make in my life. I've already broken like generational paradigms in my own family doing this work. And I'm getting married to my dream man this year. Like life is amazing, although it has a lot of duality and I've had a lot of tears. And so it birthed this, because if you've been in my world, I always say everything happens for us. And the downloads and the shifts that I'm about to share with you is why we sometimes have to go through a little hard things to get on the other side. So I'm excited. This is going to be a really powerful training. You are going to learn so much about human behavior. You're going to learn about why is it that you want all these things and you want a new identity, but you keep sabotaging your success. You're going to learn how to utilize the field of manifestation backed by science and all kinds of things I'm going to share with you. And one of the things that I'm so excited to share with you is a powerful strategy that helped me go from like something happening in my business to all of a sudden, boom, 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 new people coming in, sales coming in. And I'm going to share that near the end, but we have to set the context for this program. And the whole thing is important. And if you're able to stay live with me, this might be like a 2-hour transmission, then this is going to be such an amazing, powerful thing. But you can come back and watch it later. But I'm going to teach you guys something really powerful, because I think a lot of people are going through things in the world, and sometimes we go through hard things and things are not working. And how do we get back? How do we get back to things happening, popping? So I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you guys. And again, if it feels aligned to share, share. Callie, this past few months really took me off track. I've been overdosing on your training, snapping out of it. Oh, I'm so happy. And Callie's in for the collective. So she's doing all my business programs and self-mastery this semester. Hello, Tina. Hello, Don. So happy you guys are here. Okay. So let's start. Let's set the context so we really understand what a self-fulfilling prophecy is. Hi, beautiful. So in psychology, a self-fulfilling prophecy is a prediction. It's an expectation that creates someone's result because they start acting in alignment with this expectation and this prediction, right? So a self-fulfilling prophecy occurs when, I'm going to say false belief, because I'm going to show you guys how many false beliefs we have, but a false social belief leads a person to act in a certain way that then confirms that belief, and then they create the thing. And research and science has proven over and over again that false beliefs do become real. When you expect and believe something about yourself, when someone has an expectation on you and you take that on, you will feel and you will act in accordance to that. And then those actions in alignment with you feeling, thinking, all that will create something in your life. Now, the term self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm going to be using this word interchangeably with different kind of words like manifestation, placebo effect, the observer effect, quantum physics, because really it is all the same thing. Scientists call this phenomenon the placebo effect, or they explain it with quantum physics, right? I don't know if you guys heard of the observer effect, but I'll explain that to you guys today. And then, of course, in the spiritual world, the self-development world, we call this manifestation. We call this law of attraction. Hello, Melissa. Hi, beautiful. And religious groups call self-fulfilling prophecies prayers, right? So whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. What matters is the frequency, and what matters is that there's a phenomenon that happens on this planet, and whatever you want to call it, placebo effect, manifestation, prayer, no one, and if you're here, you cannot deny that when you're thinking and believing and acting in alignment with it, and you expect something to happen and it's predictable for you, you will actually manifest that thing. You will create that identity. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Kayla. Hello, gorgeous ladies, right? So when I'm using self-fulfilling prophecy, I'm talking about placebo effect, prayer, law of attraction, the observer effect, quantum physics. It's literally the same thing. Hi, beautiful, right? So the life you currently have, the person that you are, which is not usually by choice, is now a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whether you're conscious of it or you're not conscious of it, you are a self-fulfilling prophecy. So also, let's talk about why is it all the richest, wealthiest, most successful people on the planet also say your thoughts create your reality? And then the not so successful people and not so rich people, we say it's a bunch of BS. And the only reason they say BS is because there is some illusions, there are some false truths in their mind that are creating what's happening in their life. And the way that I look at it is not that people don't have power. It's sometimes we forget our personal power for a moment. But if you guys have been in self-development world, which I'm sure if you landed in here, you are, you know, every book, Tony Robbins, Oprah, there's not one wealthy, really successful, fulfilled, happy person, mind you, that does not say your thoughts, your feelings, your actions create your life. And it all starts with a thought, an idea. And now we have all this proof. So it's kind of mind-boggling why people don't believe it. But then at the same time, I do believe it, because when I watch people teach manifestation, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? And so even scientists have proven, and they've explained it with quantum physics, right? And it's called the observer creator reality. I don't know if you have heard that before, but it explains that when we have a view of something, when we look at an atom, when we look at a particle with a certain intention, the atom shifts and changes. And this is proven with science, right? When you look at an atom, the part, like with an intention of what you want to see, the atom will move in a certain way. So let's say me and you are both in a room. We both have different beliefs about ourselves. We both believe different things in the world. I can look at an atom and it will start shifting and oscillating in one way. And then you're going to look at that same atom, and that atom is going to start shifting and moving in a different way. Our observing of the world changes the world. This is why most of us don't see the same thing. And this is also why we see the phenomenon, which is backed by many studies, Buddhists, monks, that when people come together and they meditate together and they pray together and they have the most same intentions together, they actually collectively manifest. We have the power to manipulate energy. And I am also coming from a Catholic background. And in the Bible, even Jesus said, what I can do, you can do. And what did the Buddha say? What I can do, you can do. There is so much available to you. There's so much freedom available to you. Thoughts become things. Yes, Rebecca. Hello, Andrea. I missed you. Hello, gorgeous. There is so much freedom available to us when we actually understand that the way that we're thinking and viewing about ourselves, about life, is creating our life, is attracting what we're bringing in the world. This is why also collective fears are so contagious and they collectively manifest. So, you know, this is something that is easy, but yet not so easy. And so if you stay with me through the whole thing, you'll understand what is it that like makes you go from like, I believe this, but then I kind of don't believe it, or it's not working. Why is it that it's not really working as easy as everybody's saying that it does, right? So before I can give you strategies, before I can give you tools to work with today, we gotta bring awareness to the fact that all of us have some sort of illusions. All of us have limiting beliefs. All of us have false truths, and they get in the way. And they get in the way of us actually focusing and putting all our power onto what we want to create. We keep going back to the old things. We keep seeing the illusion. We keep hitting our head on these false beliefs. And if you're new to my world, my life's work and everything that I do in my coaching world, and what has helped my clients transform their lives and live happy, fulfilled lives, because that's always the goal, is that I really do bridge a lot of science, a lot of spirituality, a lot of psychology. It's all mixed into one. And this is what makes it really work. I'm not just going to say a bunch of things to you. I'm actually going to give you strategy, and I'm going to give you actual scientific proof and evidence. Because even though I'm a woo person, I do love the logic. I love looking at the science. I'm like, this is so cool, right? So I am not just woo. And if you are woo, let me know. Hello, Jenna. Hello, Morelli. So happy to see you, ladies. Hello, hello, hello. So one thing that is so true, though, is that how do we let go of limiting beliefs? First, we have to bring awareness to them. And I'm going to give you guys some really cool analogies that's going to make you go, oh my God. Okay. So just stay with me. And if I miss any questions or I miss saying hi to you, I will get to you after. Sometimes things go, hello, beautiful. So now there's a lot of science I'm going to apply. And just from witnessing my own transformation and the tools that I've used, like I have unwavering faith in this work. I have unwavering faith in this work. There are no coincidences in life. We create everything on our own, but of course we also create things collectively. So, you have collectively created things with your own parents, with your own family, with the world. We know how contagious collective fear is, right? And we know how fear creates self-fulfilling prophecies. Like there are even like so many examples, like the Great Depression. It's been told that the Great Depression recession happened because everybody started saying that things were going to fail. And then the fears about failing banks led to people withdrawing all their money at the same time, all around the same time. The banks couldn't like hold that dramatic change, and eventually they crashed. But that was a self-fulfilling prophecy created collectively by fears, right? And if we look at, and we're not really talk about this, but stereotypes, there are some people that created false truths about certain races, about certain groups of people that have created such chaos and atrocities in the world. Those are also self-fulfilling prophecies, right? So today's teaching, I really want you guys to start taking really radical responsibility for your thoughts and for what you collectively put into the world. Because imagine if every single human on the planet started taking their power back and started really witnessing their thoughts and their fears and their emotions. We would have a different experience on the world. And so a lot of people ask me, like, why isn't this stuff mainstream? Why isn't the world teaching this? Why isn't this in school? Why aren't these universal truths that are being proven by scientists? We have big people, Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, like billionaires talking about this stuff. The reason these universal truths are not taught to the whole world is because how the hell do you control the masses when every single human on the planet is super empowered? As a metaphysical minister, I'm going to say I'm pretty woo. Yes, yes, yeah. Let me know if you're woo. Let me know if you're science. Let me know if you're very logical, right? So the world, there's certain people, right, that have some power-hungry, sinister ideas of the world. And the world doesn't want every single person to know how powerful we are with our thoughts, with our feelings. And they don't really want us to have all these conversations, because if every single person on the planet realized that they're the creator, that their thoughts start everything, how the hell do you control the masses? How do you control people when every single person's in their power? This is why this stuff's not mainstream. And I will tell you, as someone who's been in this industry for a long time, there's also things happening in this industry where people are teaching things that are so not true about manifesting. You like can't think of negative thought. It's like, there's just a lot of stuff, right? So the world, unfortunately, there are people that are powerful that have created false truths. And that's why there's also still stereotypes about certain groups of people, that people are less than, and there's all these atrocities, but this is all brainwashing. It's all brainwashing. Even as a Catholic, I'll tell you, the Bible has so many amazing things in there. Like God, Jesus is like, I'm like you. We are made of the same thing. You can do what I can do. And Jesus was an amazing manifestor, amazing at manipulating energy. And he was trying to teach people, but there's people that don't like that, right? So he became the heretic, and we know how that ended, right? But there are illusions in the world, because you can't control masses if there are people that really want to control a lot of power. People would want to be sovereign rather than refusing to have a single independent thought. Absolutely. Hello, Sanus. Hello. It's okay if you're late. Hello, gorgeous. I'm so happy you guys are here. Right? So there are false truths, there are illusions, and I'm going to show you what they are, and you're going to start to contemplate on them, and I'm going to help you start to flip those and give you some amazing strategies to work with today. Right? But we need to first talk about the false truths that are actually creating your self-fulfilling prophecies, that are creating the sabotage, that are actually making you take steps towards things, and then you're taking a few steps back, actually sabotaging them. These conversations are so important, because if we don't actually look at the root of things, our goals are meaningless. And I know a lot of you probably have set all these New Year's resolutions, but if you have not looked at the kind of illusions that you have, you're going to keep recreating the same things in your life. Right? Our desires, our goals, our dreams, our vision boards are meaningless if you do not understand the underlying false illusions that you have, which are all very much fear-based. Because every time you take a few steps forward on your goals, and let me know if this is you, if you have ping-ponged on a lot of goals, you will create 10 steps back, sabotaging them back. Because goals, if you don't look at the underlying beliefs and fears and false illusions, right, you will keep recreating the same thing. And a quote that I shared the other day in my story that you guys loved is, if you carry the bricks from your past relationships to the new one, you will build the same house. And I don't know where that quote came from, but it is so accurate. So you can set all the goals that you want. But if you're carrying the same false beliefs and fears, you're going to keep creating the same house. Yes, fear is big. Fear is big because it's full of lots of energy and emotion, right? And energy is what's emotion? Energy, emotion, right? So this is the truth, guys. A lot of people think it's like, I need to know something. I need to know how to do something in order to get to where I want to go. But the truth is, it's not what we don't know that keeps us from having what we actually desire. It's what we believe is true that is not true that keeps causing us pain and repeated patterns. If you do not understand your underlying truths and fears, your goals, your vision boards are meaningless. And yes, you can still manifest miracles if you believe in them and you're detached from them, but that's a different kind of conversation. But truth is the foundation of everything. People who continue to recreate the same patterns, you know, saying financial stuff, they make money, they lose money, yo-yo dieting, business working, plateauing, relationship working, then not working, business not making money. It's because there are underlying illusions that you have, that you're not really as aware of them. And then you're not really understanding that the more you keep fearing something, you're calling up the universe being like, send me more fears and more failures. So we got to start digging this stuff up, guys. So the first false truth, most people who don't have what they want or the reality they want, or they're not who they want to be, because again, it's not that you're not powerful, it's that you momentarily forgot your power. And I'm here to activate you and remind you of how freaking powerful you are. Is the first illusion that we have for most people is that they still think that life happens to them, that they have no power and that they're a bystander in this life. And a lot of people still preach, you are here to discover yourself and find yourself. Actually, I don't believe that. Again, these are my opinions. You take what you like, leave the rest. But life is not a discovery. You're not here to find yourself. That's not what life is. Life is about creating yourself. Life is a creation and it's not a discovery. You're here to create, and you're creating every minute of your life, whether you're conscious of it or not. And you were giving these God-like creative powers to do this. And God, universe, Jesus, Buddha, all the masters, all the guides of our time have given us a formula. And it's such a simple formula. I love it. My mom, relaxed mentality, always worried about her debt, a whole life like this. And it keeps repeating, right? You create yourself. Yes, 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 right? So God, universe, source, life, it gave us the tools of creation. And it's been passed down by so many masters. Like I said, Buddha, everybody that's really happy, fulfilled has told us this. And you guys have been reading this and you know this. The tools of creation are thought. Everything starts with an idea, an imagination, a thought, an idea. Then there's emotion. Then there's word is one frequency. And then there's action, deed. All process of creation starts with a thought, an idea, an imagination, a desire. Everything we see on the planet, everything that surrounds you right now was somebody's idea. It was a desire, it was an imagination. Nothing in our world exists that didn't start with a thought, with a desire. And that is the first level of creation. And then comes the feeling. And then comes the word, which is another frequency. A word is a thought expressed, which is a higher vibration than just a thought alone. Words and feelings are like the second level of creation, right? And then the next level is action, right? Well, you can think and you can feel something that will create something, but when you think and you feel and you act in alignment with that, and you have unwavering faith, that creates your life. Hello, Vesna. Hello, gorgeous. I haven't seen you in a while. So happy to see you, right? So here's the most important thing to get, though. To think, to speak, to feel, and do something that you do not believe is actually possible is impossible. If you don't believe in something, it's impossible. The process of creation must also include belief and knowing and absolute faith and absolute certainty, just like the Bible says, by your faith you shall be healed. So the doing part of the creation, like it has to have knowing. You have to have certainty. There has to be a gut feeling and acceptance of like, this is happening, detached from time, right? Because time kind of messes us up. But there has to be a deep truth. And that deep truth and certainty and knowing, it's actually a form of like intense gratitude, like a thankfulness in advance. This is like one of the biggest things in the formula that people don't get. You got to be grateful for them before the actual thing comes. All masters of manifestation know in advance that the deed is done. And this is why they say celebrate and rejoice, because what you have created is here and it's coming. It's not physically here, but it's here. And this is so simple, but yeah, it's so hard for people to do. Why? Why is this so hard for people? Because a lot of people are getting manifestation in their mind, but they're not getting it in their body. They're not actually feeling it. I did an amazing masterclass at the end of 2023. What was it called? Now I can't remember. Was it Build It and They Will Come? And we talked about gratitude and how like gratitude has become so mainstream in our world that people literally think that if they buy a gratitude journal and they write their gratitudes, oh, it's going to happen. It's like but the thing is, if you're not actually feeling it and valuing it, you're wasting your freaking time. You have to feel it. You got to love it. You got to feel it. Nothing wrong with writing gratitude, but if you're not actually feeling it and valuing it, then it's not going to work. We have to understand the frequency of things too. But the biggest thing that is happening is that we're not getting the knowing and the certainty and the unwavering faith in when we're thinking and feeling and doing the things that are in alignment with what we want. Because there are illusions in your mind. There are false truths, and we're not addressing them. And this is what happens is, you know how you guys hear this all the time? Where your focus goes, energy goes. Well, we have a hard time focusing on what we actually want because we keep focusing on why isn't it here yet? Why isn't it working? What happened in the past, predictable fears, worries, and stress. Like how many of you guys go to bed and just worry before bed? Because are you really an adult if you don't worry before bed? And then you wonder why you are more worried the next day and more stressed and more things are coming. You're like literally marinating it all night long. Hello, Kay. Hello, Evelyn. Hello, Sydney. I'm so happy you're here. Hello, gorgeous, right? So you love this? Okay, I'm so happy, guys. It's gonna be so amazing. And one of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite like mentors is like Tony Robbins, and he often says this. He's like, one of the few reasons that people have a hard time achieving what they truly want is because they never direct their focus. They don't concentrate their power long enough for the thing to happen. They'll think it for a second and then it's back to the predictable things. It's hard to keep our mind focused on things. It really is, right? So after this masterclass, we're going to have a conversation about focusing. Hello, Jamie. Hello, beautiful. Yes, we keep focusing on past things. And why isn't it working? Why isn't it here? And it's like, hello, universe doesn't understand negation. You're calling up the universe, continue to create this, right? So where your focus goes, energy goes, right? Where you focus, you start to manipulate energy. But most people focus on their limits. They focus on their lack. They focus on their fears. They focus on the worry about what's going to happen next month. So people always ask me this too. There's like, why is it that I'll be positive for a second? Like they'll come off a live with me. They're empowered. They believe it. Let's do it because I activate you. But then it's like, I start being negative again. Why do we go negative? Why does our mind always go to the negative? Because the world has been brainwashing us since we were little. And I love a lot of religions and I love a lot of things in the Bible, but like some things are a little bit like, I don't know, little sinister stuff going on there trying to brainwash people, because it's like there are a lot of people teaching in certain religions that like money's bad. It's bad to be wanting money. It's greedy. Sex is bad. Even some music is bad. There are also passages in the Bible telling us that we have original sin and we are bad. So literally some people are raised with these passages like you are born in sin, you are bad, wanting anything's bad, and they're wondering, I want more money, now I want pleasure and all this stuff, but there's shame and guilt. There's an energetic block. It's like you cannot attract that when you're feeling guilty and shameful and all these weird energies are not in alignment with it. So there's a lot of brainwashing happening in the world, and we could talk about this till I go blue, but you know, you were told, a lot of you were told you're bad. Women, like sex is bad, right? Like the stories of Eve, like the things that have been said. Like some cultures even tell some people music is bad and all those things are going to happen to you. And it's like, but I desire it. I thought God said I could have anything. I thought God told me I can create anything, you know? Exactly what I just wrote today in my stories, the infinite society. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Cynthia, right? So let's talk about false truths first before we get into some amazing strategies. And I'm going to unravel and untangle a lot of things for you guys, because these things change my freaking life. And we have to get to the root of these false truths. Otherwise, we keep perpetuating the same patterns. Okay. So there have been some amazing experiments that I'm going to share with you, because again, like, I am woo and I'm very woo, but I love when I could teach you science behind this so that you really understand that this is how your mind works and that you are the creator of your reality. So there's some amazing experiments that they've done with animals, and we do kind of have an animal like brain as well. And so hello, Monica. Hello. So our brain is like a computer. You guys have heard like the subconscious, right? We've been absorbing things since we were little, right? We've been conditioned from the moment that we were born, right? And it's the same way that animals get conditioned when we capture them, right? Luckily for us, there are guides and leaders and people that come down and remind us of our power. But the first experiment that I'm going to share with you guys, so you really understand that we do have like this animal-like mind, is like a conditioning of a hawk. I don't know if you guys know how they train a hawk, but when a man trains a hawk, he puts a glove on, right? He's got the meat, and he ties the hawk's leg to a rope. And, he's trained them after a long time, of flying around with this rope and going to a certain, length in the sky. The rope is obviously preventing him constantly from going anywhere. So after a while, the hawk gets conditioned that it stops trying because it keeps failing, right? So it's not going to try to fly any further than the rope anymore. It doesn't even tug at the rope. It's like it gets to a certain point and it's like, nope, I can't go any further than this. It gets very conditioned. And so what happens with the hawk is the trainer removes the rope. The hawk is free now, and it can fly anywhere it goes. But guess what? It doesn't. It continues to fly no further than the limit of the rope that it was conditionally trained in, that it was previously held in. The hawk is free. It could fly anywhere it wants to go, but in its mind now, it has been conditioned that it cannot go past a certain length that the rope once held. So the hawk now creates a self-fulfilling prophecy that I can only fly to this length. I love when you share the science. Me too. I know I have so much stuff to share with you guys. Hello, Lydia. Hello, gorgeous. Right? So the hawk is free, and it will not go further than the rope, where the rope used to be. It's so crazy. The hawk is bound by the limit in his mind now. He has false truths that create his self-fulfilling prophecy that he can only fly to a certain amount. And if you guys Google this, I Google, there's so many cool illusions. I'm like, Google illusions, right? So another one is like, have you guys heard like fleas who are born in a jar, right? So naturally a flea can jump 2 feet. But if you trap fleas in a jar, they're going to jump right and hit the top. And then eventually they're going to stop jumping because now they're like getting conditioned that I can't get out of here. And so it has been studied over and over again that the fleas in the jar that have babies, those babies, baby fleas, get conditioned to never jump past the height of a jar. And then when they even release them, they won't go the 2 feet. They're being conditioned by watching their parents that they cannot jump higher than the jar, even though they're designed to go 2 feet. I have a friend who is a falconer, so I have learned a lot about how they work, right? Isn't that so cool? And the hawk story is so important because hawks don't have emotional connections to their owners, so they can't be trained through love. Ooh, that is so cool. Hello, Anita. Hello, gorgeous. Right? So we see this now with the hawk, then we see it with the fleas. So fleas born in a jar watch their parents jump a certain length, and now they realize that they can't do it themselves because now they also have a false belief that creates the self-fulfilling prophecy that I can only jump the height of the jar. They don't even try, right? And so think about this in your life. Think about in your life, where have you watched or generate, like think about your family. Let's start with your family because that's where we're really generationally coded. Have you ever watched your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your great-grandparents? Have you ever heard stories about people in your family who try to be successful? They try to be wealthy. They try to start a business and it failed. They try to be successful in a career and they couldn't. And you watched that and you heard the stories and they got passed down to you. You also have that false belief in your mind. And If they couldn't, you couldn't. And so two things happen. Most people don't even try because it's like, why bother? No one in my family could do, nobody around me could do it. Why could I can't do it either. Or you might, see an expander and go try, but if you don't untangle those false beliefs, those generational paradigms, what will happen is you'll take some actions, but then you won't do your best because behind in the subconscious, it's like, I can't really do it. You don't believe in yourself. The energy of unwavering faith is not there. Or you take a few steps and you quit, right? Just like the hawk. The hawk's like, I tried before, and now I can't go. The flea's like, I watched everybody, I can't do it either. We give up faster based on the predictability of my family. Ham in the oven, haha. I can't go any further than this. And so based on the predictable generational paradigms, we also create false beliefs that create self-fulfilling prophecies. And these are the things that also create all the sabotage. If my family couldn't jump 2 feet, I can't jump feet. If my family couldn't fly, whatever I don't know, like 10 meters, I can't fly 10 meters either. This is how high I can go. So I want you guys to start to notice in your life, where have you taken on some generational false beliefs? And now based on predictability of my family, and even you can think about like peers and teachers, everybody, like if nobody around me could go that high, I can't go that high. I see this play out with clients who come into my program Body Code and who struggle with being overweight. And I've worked with some clients one-on-one. They've come from generational, obesity, or people in their families that always been overweight. And so if your family has generationally been overweight, and you also on top of that have watched like your great-grandmas, great-grandpas, mom, sister, aunt, everybody in your family try to do diets and try to lose weight, and they could never do it. And everybody's just overweight and nobody could do it. You've watched all these failures. You take on those false truths based on the predictability of my family. I can't be lean. I can't get in good shape. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is how far I can go too. Or you're like the type that just tries, but the thing is you keep quitting, you keep yo-yoing because, again, you're not untangling those truths. Just because we have genes don't predict what you're capable of. Like humans are limitless. Yeah, we have some genes from our family, but I have seen people come from obese, like overweight generational paradigms, and I have evidence and I can share things that have decided to move away from that, untangle those beliefs, and have decided, no, I am lean, I am healthy, I can do it. I will be the first person to break this generational paradigm, and so be it. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, Josh. Hello, guys. I'm so happy you're here, right? So this is what happens, guys. Just like the animals, just like the flea, just like the hawk, it's like based on predictability. I take on those false beliefs, and I also create these self-fulfilling prophecies. And if I watch people fail, and I've also failed, there we go. I trap myself in these false beliefs. So look at your mind. Like, have you noticed that this is something that you've taken on? Have you noticed you have certain things that you believe about what your parents have believed? So I'm sure you guys have heard this one too. I've heard a lot of people teach about this one. The other one, that's a false truth that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, is the elephant. So circus elephants, when they're baby elephants, they get tied to a rope with a stake in the ground. And when they're babies, right, like the stake is pretty strong, they can't get out, but they keep trying, they keep trying, they keep trying. And then eventually what happens with like most people, when you keep failing, you stop trying. You can't break free, so you stop trying. And then with the elephant, and this has been studied so much, is that the elephant grows up, and I was Googling, I'm like, how big do elephants get? They're like 15,000 pounds, like is like the average adult elephant, 15,000 pounds. And I'm like, guess what? That steak is like the same steak that it had as a baby, but this elephant is a grown 15,000 pound elephant. And guess what? It doesn't even try. It could easily rip out the steak and take down the whole circus and free everybody from the circus, but it doesn't. Why? Because like elephants and like humans, the brain is like a computer, and it gets programmed all these things. And just like an elephant, I don't know if you guys know, I used to love elephants growing up, but they have great memories, just like humans do. And so when the elephant has all of these memories of constantly trying to get out of there and keeps failing, it's ingrained in their mind. So then the elephant grows into this huge, strong thing, But deep down, it's like, I'm not strong enough. I'm not good enough. I have failed. I have it. It's in my subconscious. I have these memories. I failed. So I remember trying to break free and I couldn't. So I can't now. And I won't even try. And people do this all the time. They fail a few times and they just stop trying. I'm not good enough. Free everybody from the circus. Yeah. Hello, Yolanda. Donna says, poor mental health of loved ones has led to limiting beliefs. Always thought it was my genes. No, we can rewire so much. And even neuroplasticity, I'll tell you guys, your brain can completely be rewired. Your brain is continually growing. You can rewire the synapses. Like there's also been like, you know, but I guess sometimes people don't know how things work, but now we know, like, you can change anything. You can even change your identity. I mean, you can't get any taller in certain things, but you can absolutely break free from certain things. So like the elephant, like the flea, like the hawk, we have memories of failure. We have false beliefs. We have generational paradigms. We have also society brainwashing with all this stuff. And then we wonder why, when we do try things, there's that. Remember how I said your thoughts, your feelings, okay, your words, and your actions all need to be aligned, and there has to be unwavering faith. Well, you can talk and take an alignment and think about things you want, but if deep down you don't believe it's possible, based on the predictability of my family and my past failures, this is why it doesn't work. It all has to be in alignment. So the elephant, like most humans, it remembers failures from when they were little. And even though it's so strong that it could move cars, it won't even attempt to break free anymore. It doesn't even try. And so people that even come from like generational paradigms of obesity, like they don't even try, most of them. Or if they do, they don't believe it's going to work. So the elephant, like everything else, creates a self-fulfilling prophecy based on false truths. And based on past failures, I can't. Humans do this all the time. And they tell me, I can't do it. I failed. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not even going to try. And this is why people settle. They play small. And then they're wishing, and then they know, and you know, if you're here, you know you're meant for more. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know it. But majority of the time, it's the fears, it's the false illusions, and it's all the failures. Hello, guys. So my life was going in that direction. I have failed so many different things. If you guys are in human design, I'm a 6'2", Manny Jen, and I spent most of my 30s as a line 3. And if you don't really need to know the details about this, but basically I was designed for 30 years to constantly be built from the fire, to try everything, to experiment through trial and error so I can have wisdom, so I can teach people. But it was not an easy life. I have failed at many things. And based on society's prediction of someone like me who had struggled in school, I even failed math in grade 10. I did not get things fast as other kids. I always felt like a late bloomer. I was so shy, and I thought public speaking was worse than death, that I would literally lose marks. I remember like one of my final marks in like grade 12. I still got a university. I don't know how, but I did. Worked my ass off, hustled, but I lost 30% of a presentation on a final because I was like, I'm not speaking in front of 20 people in my class. And here I am. And here I am doing this and speaking. This also comes with practice and just rewiring those false illusions. Like, I can do this. I struggled with not feeling good enough. I was shy most of my life. I was not confident. And then, you know, later when I had my kids, my relationship failed. I became a single mom. I was in so much debt. I didn't have a job. I was completely on my own. So based on predictability of my grades and all the things, and, you know, failed relationship, being single, like all this stuff, like it's not predictable that I should be where I am, but I am here. Because instead of keeping my failures and struggles and deciding that I'm not good enough and I'll never be able to do it, I decided to rewire that. I dug up those false truths. I found expanders. I did the mindset work. I did the thing I'm going to teach you today. And I'm starting to live out a new self-fulfilling prophecy that I can have anything that I want, that I can be one of the greatest minds of this time. Right. And this is why this work is like means so much to me. And I'll never stop doing this work and teaching this work. Even when I'm an old lady, you will see me going live. I'll be like, let me share something with you, because I have unwavering faith in this work. The people that say it doesn't work, it's because they're not ready to go into the deep stuff, or they're not really learning it with their body. They're not integrating it. They're just like, I took a program and I know something. Knowing something doesn't change your life. Embodying it changes your life. Doing it changes your life. Doing it over and over again. Danielle says, you changed my life forever and ever. Oh, I love you. And we're spending a year together, Danielle. Danielle joined Inner Circle membership yesterday, and I'm so freaking excited. You're my expanding. Let's go. Yes, I'm so happy. I skip presentations too, Rebecca. It's so funny how many entrepreneurs that are doing this now that broke through their false illusions were like, I couldn't talk, I would sweat, and then it's funny how many of us have these like things that are so hard for us to do, but yet we have these desires. Like all my clients that want to do like be on stage, change the world, be public speakers, are all the ones that also were like, I could not present in front of class. I couldn't do it. And now they're doing it. So it goes to show you, we get to change our identity, but you got to do the work, and you got to embody it, and you got to integrate it, and you got to stay in this and focus on this. A book is not going to change your life. I'm going to activate you like crazy, but if you don't come back and re-listen, if you don't continue to do this work, stay in this energy, really look at your thoughts, bring awareness to it, then this is why then people say it doesn't work. But it does work, but you got to focus on it. And you got to remember that who you've been has been predictable, and it's there. And it's like, we got 5%, they say, of our conscious mind. I think it's more than that, especially if you start training yourself to start changing yourself. But we're not even aware of like, oh my God, I've been thinking the worst things in my life right now. So I had to dig up a lot of things because it was not predictable for me to be successful. But I had these big visions, like I know you do, and I know you know you're meant for more. So let's keep having these conversations, because I know I'm freaking brilliant, and I know why school was not technically for me, because I was meant to learn through the fire and then take my wisdom and do what I'm doing. This wasn't even an option for me when I was younger, right? For a lot of us, like, I'm so happy the internet was birthed and social media. Thank you so much, so that I can find my purpose. So yesterday I also wrote a post too that a lot of you guys resonated with, like, it's a quote by Albert Einstein, I think, maybe, but I love this. But I believe this, not only are we all powerful, we all have equal power. Everybody's a genius. But if you were to judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, that fish would think it's dumb its whole life and stupid. And this happens so much in the educational system. Kids who are so gifted, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the wise guides, the healers, like, if we told them based on the metrics of school, you'll never be successful, wealthy, and amount to anything, and they believed that false illusion and thought that they were stupid and not good enough, then yeah, they're going to continually live out that self-fulfilling prophecy. But everybody has geniuses, and I hope that we start shifting things in our educational system. I know in Europe it's different. They start looking at kids' gifts, and I know in Poland they do, and start pivoting them into like trades and things like that, instead of being like, okay, you're bad at math and now you'll never be rich or successful. Like, there's Richard Branson, who's a billionaire, talks about this. He was dyslexic, that his teachers told him he was stupid. His teachers told him he was lazy, and became a billionaire. So we got to stop thinking just because of our failures, our grades, what people told us, that that's all we're going to ever amount to. If you're here, I promise you, there's a reason you're here, and you're meant for more, and you're meant to have anything you ever want. But you got to look at these false beliefs, and you got to stop believing them, and you got to start rewiring things for yourself. We are all geniuses, and grades do not depict and we know this already. I think they actually was a statistic that was like, I think 30% of billionaires now are like not even high school graduates. And then there's like 70% of millionaires are like, you know what I mean? They didn't even finish university. So it's like, guys, we got to stop believing these things. What do you want? What do you really, really want? If you actually started feeling that it's going to happen to you, and you don't tangle up on the how, you will find your purpose, just like I did. I didn't know the coaching industry was here. Not at all. I don't believe everything you are thinking. No, you got to start bringing awareness to your thoughts. And one of the ways that we start thinking about the limiting things we're thinking about is our feelings. Like, how do you feel like right now? What's bothering you? Because stress, worry, fear, you're pulling that in. So coming back to the elephant illusion and the analogy of the hawk, and who's trying to break free, and, you know, from the rope, and the elephant that was trying to break free from the stake. Ask yourself right now, like, really look at this. Like, inner work is so important, guys, okay? You can't just be listening to stuff and not actually contemplating stuff. Where in your life have you had failures and now you stopped trying in that area? Where have you had failures and now you constantly fear the fear of failing, and it's preventing you from making moves in your life that you know are the moves you need to make to get you to the next level? We let the fear of failing based on our past failures hold us back from making big, bold moves in our life. There is no reason at all that you do not have the desires that you have that you're not supposed to create. You are supposed to create them. There's a reason you desire more. You desire to be wealthy. You desire to be limitless, untethered. You're meant to create this in your lifetime. That's what your soul wants. And you hold yourself back from making the moves in your life and actually even allowing yourself to dream anymore and focus. And again, energy goes where the focus goes. You don't even do that, even though this is how it works. And I'm telling you from like the depths of my soul that this is how it works, but you hold yourself back because you're fearing failure. This is why we sabotage ourselves. A lot of people declare New Year's Day, I am going all in. I'm going to take whatever, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start going. And they take the steps, and then all of a sudden they take 10 steps back. And they sabotage themselves. And they sabotage themselves because the fear of failing is so rampant that it's like, I rather pull the plug so that I don't get disappointed, so that people don't watch me. I rather just pull the plug instead of actually going through the finish line and seeing what actually could have happened. We're so scared of failure. And the thing is, I want to reframe failure for you guys. And I want to reframe all your past failures right now. Because I want you to really think in hindsight, when you think about all the failures you've had, whether they're relationships, schools, careers, going for a job, in hindsight, if you look back, were they not a blessing in disguise? Would you really be who you are? Would you be where you ended up if you did not have those failures? Failures actually put us on our right track. So let me tell you, I have failed at a lot of things. And so all those failures now, when I look back on them, even though at the time they were hard and I thought I was doomed to never be successful, they were such a blessing for me. So when I went to university, I was like, I'm going to be a psychologist and I'm going to go get my PhD. This was the goal. I have wanted to be a psychologist since in high school. I love people. This is something my soul desired. And so I got into university. I got shingles getting there, because like things didn't come to me easily. And I swear to God, there's a reason I think why I teach what I teach, because I probably rejected stuff from society and the educational system. My mind was just like, no, I can't remember this because it's just not for me. And I see now in hindsight why that happened. But my goal was to get my bachelor's, get my master's, go get my PhD. And I worked really, really hard. And by my last year of my bachelor's, because I also had to support myself, make money to pay for school, right? I was very much like a self-made person. I still am, but I struggled. I started struggling and my marks went down and I didn't have the marks to go, to get my master's and PhD. And that was my dream. And that was so hard. Like, I remember feeling like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, this is the only thing I want to do. I want to help people. I want to transform people. This is all I want to do. And now society says, if I don't get my PhD, I can't become a psychologist, right? So, got myself back up and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go in business. Maybe I'll be a sports marketing psychologist. And so I went to Toronto and I got a sports marketing degree. And then I got an internship at Maple Leafs, which was super, super cool. And I loved it there. And then there was this position that I really, really wanted. And so I applied for it. And I had these 3 big stressful interviews. And I was like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm so excited. And I was like running out of money too. It's like, I needed this job. And this is what I'm like, I can't fail again. Right. And I didn't get that job. And then I was so depressed and so lost and it failed. And then I ran out of money and I had to move back home, not home, but I had to come back to London, find another job before I figured out what I was going to do. And then I ended up meeting someone, getting pregnant, and then I felt depressed and unhappy. And out of nowhere, I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's a way I can get my marks back up to go and get my PhD. Because I'm like, I still want to be a psychologist. I want to help people. This is what I know I want to do. And before I would do that, I saw somebody from my high school become a coach. And I was like, what the heck is a coach, a life coach? And all of a sudden I go into this world of coaching online. And I was like, oh my God, And I just started posting all this stuff that started helping me. So before I found that, I started doing self-development, like all of us. Like, let's be real. Did we all not end in self-development because we were depressed, things weren't working? We're like, we're meant for more, and that's how we landed up in here. So I started doing all this work, and I started becoming happier. I started seeing all these changes in my life, my emotional intelligence. And so when I figured out the coaching industry work, I just started posting things from my heart and sharing things that helped me. And then people started being like, oh my God, I loved your post. Are you taking on clients? I remember this one client being like, are you taking on clients? I hadn't even offered yet. And I was like, yes. And then I got my first client, and it was through like manifesting and all the stuff that I do. And now when I look back, thank God, thank God I failed at that, because I already know I'm an entrepreneur. There's no way I would have been able to sit even as a psychologist in an office from like 9 to 5 in one spot. And also because I'm very unconventional, and with psychology, it is very much, regulated. Like, psychologists can't talk about the different modalities that I believe in. You can't talk about certain things. And so I wasn't meant to be a psychologist. I wasn't meant to be in a regulated industry. I wasn't meant to be in sports marketing. I was meant to be what I'm doing right now and helping other people find this. Like, and I have never been happier. I've never been more fulfilled. Like, this is my purpose, and I'm so freaking happy. And I'm so happy everything failed. Even in my relationship with my kid's father, I tried to hold on to that so hard, even though I knew it was not right. And I felt so shameful and awful when it happened and it failed. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I met my soulmate. I met Adam, and now we're getting married. And we both constantly say, like, this has been the easiest, most loving, passionate, sexiest, happiest relationship we both ever had. We don't fight. We don't scream. We love each other. Yes, we have little, like, I don't agree with that, but we have conversations because we both have done our own inner work. And, and the other day he whispers to me, he's like, you're my soulmate. And I'm like, I know. And so, like, we're so distraught when things don't work out, but the truth is, whatever that was, it was not your path, and you were meant to fail so that it could pivot you into the direction that you were supposed to go in. So you got to look at your failures as it was a blessing in disguise. Tell me, I became a CPA just to please my parents, and because I got sucked into success paradigm, I was miserable. See, hello, Carrie. Blessing lesson. Listening is fine, but if you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. Absolutely. I relate to stories so many levels. Thank you for sharing. I'm so happy. I'm going to find my purpose because I know that I deserve it and I believe it. Yes, you do, Bizarro. Yes, it's all happening for us. Absolutely. I met my soulmate this year, and I have known him for 20 years. Wow. Wow. So think about it. Think about it. Like, tell me, what were the things that you have failed at? And now in hindsight, you're like, I know why that happened. Can you not say that your life is actually better because of that failure? Maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was a marriage, a friendship, a career, an education, a job. That job you failed at, that career, that school thing you failed at, like, you found your calling now. Like, some of you are like, I'm so scared of my marriage failing, but then it fails and you met your soulmate the next year, and now you're fucking so happy. I just got excited. Sorry if your kids are watching. Sorry, I just dropped an F-bomb. But like, now you found your soulmate. What if right now the thing that you're so scared to lose, and it's not working, you just let it and you fall forward and you realize that around the corner you meet your soulmate, you meet your soul team, you meet your purpose, you find your calling, you find the thing you're supposed to do, and you're fulfilled and happy. Do you know how many successful rich people are not even that happy because they're not even fulfilled? Like, in my world, I don't want you to just have the things you want. I want you to tell me that you are finally where you found your purpose and you are so fulfilled and happy. Because there's many people, and we know, like Robin Williams, there's so many people that were like successful, had it all, and then they commit suicide, and then there was drugs and all this stuff because they didn't have that fulfillment. And so we got to look at our failures as, that's not where I was supposed to go. It's going to pivot me to where I'm supposed to go. And I got to trust my soul. Hello, Carol. I met my soulmate. Okay, I read that. And listen, beyond the fears and the past failures and the limiting programming, like, I'm going to tell you something. The version of you beyond these illusions that you have, beyond the failures, beyond the you thinking you're not good enough, there's an extraordinary version of you. There's a version of you that is happy, untethered, free, limitless. That version of you exists. but you got to let go of the things that are not working. And you got to start looking at, why is it I'm not taking the next step towards the thing I want? You cannot be happy, free, untethered until you go beyond your fears, until you go beyond those illusions. So I want to empower you. And I want to empower you around everything. And I want you to be brave, because you know you're meant for more. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this conversation. I attract everyone. This is karma. You're in my world. This is a karma. This is like karma. We're meeting for a reason. I meet strangers of consequence. It's in my design. It's who I am. And I will tell you right now that you already know you're meant for more, and you're ready to shift things, and you need to be brave. I've had a screenshot. My phone is on, so I can read your comments, but I know if you guys follow me, you guys see me like a screenshot. I've had the same screenshot for 5 years. Oh, 6 years actually, because before I became a coach, I was already doing the self-development work for a couple of years. That says be brave, and it's still there. And be brave is one of the most important traits. It's one of the most important traits. You have to go first. You got to make the first move. Whatever it is that's scary, like the fears, the cave that you fear to enter, like it holds the treasure. I remember that was like the first quote that I found until I invested and went and did the thing. The trait that I admire the most, it's not the way someone looks, it's not their confidence, it's not their smarts, it's people's courage. I admire courage so much. It is one of the most important skills, and it is the most important skill of happy, successful, untethered people. And it's the most important trait you need to have if you're going to break out of this crazy matrix. And it is 12/12 on January 12th. Make a wish, divine calling. God is saying what I'm saying is true. You need to have courage to break out of the matrix, to break out of your own matrix. I want you to be brave enough to look at your false truths and look at why you're sabotaging. And I want you to start creating a new self-fulfilling prophecy that you actually want, where you're happy. I screenshotted your screenshot, and it's been mine for years. Oh my God, I love that, Diane. Rachel, yes, yes, yes. What do you want? Remember, this life is not about you finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. It's about creating yourself into whoever you want, anytime you want. You can change your identity a million times over if you want in this lifetime. But you got to ask yourself, like, have you ever asked yourself, who I am now is who I am now because I actually wanted to be this person? Have you actually ever asked yourself that? Or are you just based on your parents' expectations, teachers' expectations, things people told you? Are you who you are because this is who your parents wanted you to be? Are you who you are because this is the safest thing that you could be? What's really you? Like, what does your soul really want? Have you ever contemplated this? Like, that you are who you are because you wanted to be this person? Who are you? And what is it that you truly, truly want? Because there's almost 8 billion people on the planet. And like, let's think about this. How many people of those 8 billion people on the planet actually became wildly successfully happy because they actually chose to create themselves? There's a small fraction. There's a small fraction of people on the planet who are who they are because it was their choice. It was their choice to create themselves into who they wanted to be. And I want to remind you of that other quote that says, like, I hope 10 years from now, I hope that you can say to me that you chose this life and that you didn't settle for the one that was safe and predictable, that was based on other people's false truths and illusions of the world. Monisha, hello, gorgeous. You get to be anyone you want. You get to change and recreate your identity a million times over. It has been proven with science that the brain is not fixed. People have overridden all these generational paradigm things too. You can rewire new neural pathways in your brain. You get to do have anything you want, but you gotta be brave. There is an action, and you know there's a next step towards that identity that you need to make. You got to be brave, because the law of creation says, like, life is just not happening to you. You need to make it happen. Life doesn't happen by itself, but we make it happen. And I want you to be brave in your life. And there is going to be a journey. There's going to be a journey of you really looking at who you've been and making choices to be a different person. Right now, who you are is a product of everything that you've been believing based on what they've told you, that you weren't good in school, the expectations, society telling you, like, if you were this, then you can't be that, stereotypes, all this rampant crap. But who you are is not who you chose to be, but now you get to choose, and you got to find your power. Because like, if you're not happy and you're not fulfilled and you have this constant soul feeling like you're meant for more, it is time to be brave, because you are the youngest you will ever be. And life is happening now. You know where the field of manifestation resides, guys? It's now and now and now. What you do now is what you create later, all the time. What you sit in, the frequency you dwell in, that's what you create. Like, what if you did inner circle membership for a full year with me and we had conversations like this every few days, because I run a program every month, and every few days there's a module in every program about different topics. And we had conversations like this, empowering ones, and I gave you strategies, and we talked and we untangled things. We talked about relationships and emotional intelligence and manifestation and wealth and money and self-mastery. Imagine who you could be after a year of conversations like that, with direct, concentrated focus on this. If this is something you desire to be, you could possibly win a tuition for this, because I'm going to be doing your free tuition round. Let's manifest it. Like 1 year doing all my programs, lifetime access to a bunch of courses, 4,444 in full, like, to do all that. And you can do a payment plan as well. Like, could you imagine who you could be if you actually constantly had conversations like this with me all the time, and we untangled things and did the deep work? You could be a whole new person. And you will definitely not be the same person that's creating New Year's resolutions, because in my world, it's like we get better. And when hard things happen, we feel them, we shift them, and we keep focusing on where we're going, because life is a creation. And you are the creator of your life. Like Jesus said, what I can do, you can do. If I can manipulate energy, you can manipulate energy. Buddha told you, everybody tells you this, but we don't want to believe that we're the creators. Life is happening for you. And yes, we do get stuck in collateral damage, and there's collective stuff, because some people will tell me like, well, why would God want that? Well, first of all, I believe that you and God had this conversation, source, universe, whatever you want to call it. And he's like, do you want to have a godlike experience on planet Earth, where I give you the tools of your thoughts and your emotions and your actions, and you get to go create whatever you want? And you're like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, but I'm not going to intervene, because what you're thinking about and fearing about, that's what you want, and I'm going to support what you want. That's what I believe. And anybody who's actually untethered and living a life that they love and is free and understands their power, this is what's happening. You are so powerful, but you need to be brave, and you need to go beyond who you've been, and you need to go beyond your family, beyond everybody around you. Have you ever heard of crabs in a bucket? Crabs in a bucket, if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket and one tries to escape the matrix, they all pull them down. This is what happens in our life too. It's like, if you might have had parents that told you, if I couldn't do that, there's hell no you can do that. If we couldn't be multimillionaires, you couldn't. Stop listening to the crabs trying to pull you back in the bucket, and get into my world, or get into worlds and conversations like this. I do a masterclass every month. Let's keep having these conversations. If you're not ready to jump into something, like, stay in this energy. You got to focus on this stuff. A book is not going to change your life. One conversation is not going to change your life, but if you continually stay in the zone and you bring awareness to things you're thinking about, you're not going to be the same person. Absolutely not. Hello, Jennifer. 1 year from today. Oh my God. Yes, manifesting it. Hello, Maria. Yep, we get to choose to be here. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. There is no growth if you don't take risks. There's no growth. And also, let's talk about action too, because the self-mastery program is starting on Monday. And this is my program where I'm going to teach you how to master yourself, your mind, your emotions, emotional intelligence. But also, like, you can't just think yourself into changing yourself, or feel yourself into changing. Yeah, you'll manifest a few things here and there, but without action, you can't create memories. And you can't change your identity until you have memories. So you got to think and then take action, so that you create some memories that start to create your identity. Otherwise, if you're thinking about something, there's no memories, there's no building up of an identity. And our identity is built of memories. That's what your identity is. So you also got to take action. You got to be brave. And listen, brave means I'm scared and I'm doing it anyway. That's what courage is. Courage only exists because there is actually fear. And that means that you're scared and you do it anyways. When I tell people, like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I was in like so much debt, and I had these 2 little girls, and I left my partner, and I had no support because I'm a first-generation immigrant. I don't have much family here. My father passed, my mom's still doing her thing. Like, she helps me in the best, but I didn't have support. I didn't have a job lined up. And I just went with the little bit of money that I had, and I got a loan, and I invested in coaches and programs, and I started going live. when I couldn't even do a public speech for 10 minutes in school, but I was like, no, I desire this. I'm going to build myself into the person who can do this. Because consistently doing something, thinking about something and taking alignment with it and believing it's going to work creates your reality. But you got to think and believe, and you got to detach time. When we attach time to goals, this is where we mess things up too. Miracles can happen at any moment. I was scared and I did it anyways. And I'm not telling you to do what I did, but I'm just telling you my story because people will tell me, oh yeah, I'm sure your husband paid for it. Are you crazy? I've never took a support from anybody. I am completely self-made. And there's nothing wrong with that because some of you probably have like people that could support you. I didn't, and I still did it because I knew I was meant for more, just like you know you're meant for more. And I'm going to recreate myself a million times over when I decide to. But I know I'm here to do something massive. And one of my affirmations is like, I'm a legend in the making. I am one of the greats and one of the greatest minds and spiritual teachers of this time. Like that is what I'm putting out there. And I'm going to work at it. And I don't care how long it takes, but I'm going to do this till I get there. And I will get there. I just don't attach things to timing. Like you don't want to be one of those old people that dies and is like, I wish I went for it. I don't want to be one of those people. I want to look at my life and be like, thank God I went for it. Because here's the other thing, guys, is like, we fear being disappointed. This is like the thing, we're like, I'm so afraid to invest and take all this stuff and then it doesn't work again. But the thing is, like, if you don't go and see what you're capable of, you're going to constantly just sit with that thought. Like, but what if? But what if I did do it? What if I went all in and I actually did my best every single day? And I listened to Lena, I listened to other mentors and other expanders, and I did it. Like, who knows? But you'll never know. And then you'll just be full of regrets when you're really old. And you'll be like, God damn it, I was the youngest I will ever be. And I didn't do it. Our fears make us play small in life. Our false illusions make us settle. And you're supposed to be in amazing soulmate relationships, happy, untethered, doing what you want to do. We get to do it. There are millions of people who it was not predictable for them to do what they did. Like, look at Oprah. I love Oprah's story. Like, she's a Black woman. At that time, the racism was rampant beyond rampant. And people told her, you'll never be on TV, you'll never be on radio. Girl got her own TV show. She's got her own network. Because she's like, no, I remember my power. What Jesus could do, I could do. What Buddha could do, I could do. I have been given the same powers. I have the tools, and I'm going to keep doing it, and it's going to happen. When you have unwavering faith and you do it and you stay in focused energy, anything can happen. We control ourselves too, just in case. This is why we got to untangle these fears too, because a lot of us, sometimes we go all in, but we're not doing our very best because it's like, I don't want to do all my best just in case. So we control our best. And there are no great entrepreneurs, no wealthy people, no successful people, no athletes, nobody that got anything that became great from half-assing something or half-finishing something. You got to go all in. You got to do your best. You got to do mindset work every day. You got to do energy work every day. You got to be focused on it. You got to take action. And things do compound. Where all of a sudden you go from like making $888 to like a 20K to 50K to all of a sudden like, boop, six-figure day. Like that stuff happens. Why? Because everything starts to compound. But it will never compound when you half-ass your actions and your intentions, when you're still holding on to false illusions, thinking you're not good enough, when you don't even do the thing, when you ping pong all the time. We sabotage our success all the time. And so I'm going to give you why this happens. So it's so interesting to me. I love your affirmation. Would you share that again? Which one? I am a legend in the making. I am one of the greats. I'm one of the greats. I'm one of the greatest minds of my time. I am a legend in the making. I love that, right? So something with affirmations, if you guys say an affirmation, so like if you said, I'm a millionaire or I have $1 million business, and you feel the feeling of like, that's not true, what you want to do is tweak that. You want to be like, I am building $1 million brand. I am a millionaire in the making. I am a billionaire in the making. You want to just tweak it, because if there's like then that's not going to manifest. So we want to tweak our affirmations. Okay. So I'm going to tweak them a bit, but I have the most life-changing affirmation and strategy and something we're going to do near the end of this, which is going to come up soon. And you guys are going to freaking love this. And this is, I'll tell you a story about what happened and how it went whoosh the other way, just from this affirmation, of course, and energy work. Okay. All things are coming, but let's talk about something here. I'm going to talk to you about one more false belief that we have that creates these false self-fulfilling prophecies. So it's interesting to me that how many people tell me, Alina, I want to transform my life. I want to do this. I want to create a new reality. I want to become a different person. I want to change this whole area of my life. But then they keep sabotaging themselves. Why do people do this? Why is it, do you know right now, most people statistically have quit their New Year's resolutions? And it's so sad because when you talk to them at the beginning of the year, they're like, no, 2024 is my year. There's a bunch of things there, like emotional intelligence. Is why we're going to do a lot of that in the self-mastery program. But this is one of the biggest reasons people sabotage. So people start New Year's resolutions and then they stop. People say they want transformations, they join a program, they do the thing, and all of a sudden they stop and they give up. They sabotage themselves. And they never go through the finish line. They never go see what they're capable of. It's because there's an illusion. So there's an illusion of where we actually fear the end if we change. The actual thought for a human brain, when someone says change or transformation, there's a trigger that happens, and it triggers the fear of the end. So we as humans, we experience fear whenever something feels like the end. Have you ever done this? Have you ever done diets and you do the Last Supper? You're like, this is the end. This is the last time I'm ever going to eat sugar. I need to have like the Last Supper. Anytime there is change, it triggers the fear of like something's about to end. Whenever we feel like we have to stop doing something so that we can change into something new, so that we can have more, become something more, it triggers the fear, the false truth of like impending end. Whenever we have to let go of a piece of our identity and step into a new identity, there's a lot of fear around that. I don't think people really think about how much you actually fear changing. It's like, I want to be the sexiest version of myself. I want to be the multiple $1,000,000 version of myself. But there's like the end of who I've been. And then there's familiar things that could go, and there could be comfort that could go, and people could leave me and people could not like me. There is a huge fear that stops us. We fear the end when we change our identity. It's like we want the new version of ourselves, but letting go of who we've been, our identity, is so terrifying for us. It actually feels like death is coming, like the end, which I imagine is what a caterpillar feels like when they watch people go into a caterpillar go to a cocoon and turn into a butterfly. It's like, did you guys even know that when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it actually does die. It dies, it turns into a goop. And then a butterfly comes out. And so we feel like a caterpillar being like, if I turn into goop and I go into this cocoon, I might die and never come back. But then you come out as a beautiful butterfly and the happiest untethered version of yourself ever. But we're so afraid that literally letting go of our old identity, change, triggers, I'm actually going to die, and you're not going to die. But we're worried. And this is what like a subconscious thing that happens a lot with like a lot of entrepreneurs. It's like, I want to be this new version. I want to be a richer version of me. But there's like this fear of like, oh my God, if I become more successful, what if my husband doesn't like me? What if my friends don't like me? What if everyone thinks I'm a horrible person? And what if I literally die? Like we have these irrational fears. Changing our identity, letting go of our identity triggers fear. And so we fear changing, and we fear people telling us, you've changed. Or we fear people telling us, you're changing. And you got to look at them and say, yeah, that's the whole point. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to turn into a butterfly and become untethered. The caterpillar is like, we're stuck in the goddamn matrix. Now I got to go be a butterfly. You're supposed to change. You can't hold yourself back. Because here's the other thing, guys. Like, we are sovereign humans. You didn't come here to be like just in a relationship and be something for someone. You came to figure out, what do I want to do here? What do I want to experience? What's my soul want? And whatever your soul wants, I want to be free. I want to be limitless. I want to be wealthy. I want to change the world. I want to be one of the greatest minds of my time. Like you can't allow the fear of you changing and people telling you're changing to hold you back. And really, if you guys go deep into self-development work, and if you ever work with mentors and people like Tony Robbins or anyone big, and you go to their things, they'll tell you happiness and fulfillment and feeling actually untethered comes from you constantly evolving. That's where we get happiness. This is why we get bored and we sabotage, because maintenance is also something that causes sabotage. Have you noticed that? It's like you get the relationship, it's happy, and now it's kind of like boring because it's just maintenance, you're not growing. So then you're like, I'm going to create drama so that then we have some drama and some excitement. And then I'm like, oh my God, I got to fix it. And it's like you keep going in a circle. We do this all the time. It's because staying where you are gets boring. And boredom leads to numbing out, drugs, constantly sabotaging, creating drama in our life, Netflix all the time, Candy Crush. This is why we numb out in life, is because we're not growing. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to evolve. This is why like the happy people are the ones that are constantly growing and evolving and changing and shifting. You're supposed to constantly be turning into a butterfly. The biggest reason people don't create self-fulfilling prophecies on what they actually want to become is because it does mean you are going to have to let go of who you've been. And it means that you do have to create an identity. And that does feel scary. But what's scarier is you being where you are, having constantly like never figuring out what you could be, getting to the end of your life, being like, oh, I wasted my life and I was the youngest I will ever be. And I remember when Alina told me that and I didn't do it. It feels like we're losing something. It feels like familiarity is going to go, but you're going to numb out in life and you're going to constantly be thinking and constantly be looking at other people shifting and then numbing out and sabotaging your life. You gotta let go a piece of you. You do, but it doesn't mean there's not a greater version of you. There's a greater version of you that's coming. And imagine if you do Inner Circle with me for a whole year. Imagine if you do self-mastery with me. I give you the tools and how to actually do this in a way that feels good and happy. What if you become a butterfly? What if I become a butterfly, Alina, and my friends don't like me, and my family doesn't like me because I changed? Well, would you rather be a caterpillar, like stuck, or do you want to become a butterfly and go see how far you can actually go? Like the only constant in the universe, by the way, guys, is change. You know that, right? Nothing stays the same. Everything's constantly changing, evolving. The only constant in the universe is change. Nothing is permanent. Everything's moving, evolving. And even right now, if you're telling me you're having a hard time, that's not even permanent. And you know that. Life is cynical. We are cynical. We're like nature. We're constantly evolving and growing. If you're growing, evolving, and changing your identity, the happier you will be, the more fulfilled you're going to be, the more you're going to help other people rise and remind them of their power. I love your affirmation. The new friend. I'm curious to explore another version of myself. I believe in the Caliphate. Yes, 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 yes. Nothing's permanent. Everything's always changing and evolving. And that's what you're supposed to do as a human. Our happiness and fulfillment comes from our growth, and it comes from us evolving. It doesn't even come from the accolades. I will tell you, like you will hit things and it'll be exciting. But for me, when I look at my journey, and anytime that I ever talk to anybody who's done something really successful, they'll tell you the thing I'm happiest the most is about the kind of woman I am. I used to be a kind of person that'd be like, stress would like shut me down. I used to cry. I used to walk away. I used to do the silence treatment. I am not that person at all. Like I am like the happiest, greatest version I could be. I am a great mom and great partner. Like my relationships are so full of ease because of this work. So besides the accolades that you could possibly create in your life, what's going to make you the happiness is that like you become into the highest version of yourself that you're actually proud of. Like, don't you want to see what you're capable of? Don't you want to see? Like, it is actually really fun. Because you know what's boring? Just doing the same thing over and over again. That's why you want to drink and do the drugs and then create drama in your shit. Because humans like drama in a sense of like, what else is coming? And I'd rather jump into the fear and into the unknown than create drama in my life just because I need to feel a high. Like, no. You want to feel a high and then create so much success in your life? Jump into the unknown. Make that move that you know you need to make. Go see what you're capable of. And this is like pre-work of the self-mastery program. If anyone desires to do a program with me where I am going to show you the whole sequence of what carries me through my life, through my year, I teach you how to discipline your mind because manifestation and self-development is a discipline. I teach you emotional intelligence. I'm going to teach you how to manifest. I'm going to teach you how to strategize like for like 7 modules and some pre-recorded stuff. You're going to be live with me. We're starting Monday. We're going to untangle those false truths. We're going to let go of the past failures, and we're going to go see what we're capable of in this lifetime. You are the youngest you'll ever be. Like, the worst thing that could ever happen if you join my world or even just doing my master classes is literally you're just more happier and you're more empowered and you're more like, wow, I understand about human behavior. I love to like give people brain orgasms, but like the worst thing that could happen is that you're happier, more empowered, and you understand how the world works. And then one day I hope that you choose to choose yourself. We got to change our focus. Right? Just like Tony Robbins says, Abraham Hicks says, all the manifestation masters, mentors have said, where focus goes, energy goes. And this is why we don't achieve anything, because we're not able to concentrate on this kind of work consistently. It doesn't take a lot. Look, I have 4 kids. I have a business. I have programs running, live programs all the time. Everything's live, so you can talk to me and we can do all the things. I have private coaching. My 4 kids are all kinds of things. And I'm not stressed and I'm not hustling because my belief systems about the world are so different than most people's. And I'm going to let you tap into those. And you're going to see, oh my God, it does get to be easy, but it will be some fear and there will be some discipline. But once you start rewiring who you are, going to the gym, doing this work, plugging into this for even 10 minutes a day, like you can't do 2 lives with me a week. Do you know who you can become if you do 2 lives with me a week and integrated it? You have no idea. But you got to stay in this. Our focus draws everything in. What you think about, you create. And what you feel about, you also create. See, the question when people ask, how come how do I manifest? The question is never, how do I manifest? You are always manifesting. We're manifesting right now. The things I'm even speaking. Do you know how many times on a live I say things and I manifest from them? I remember one of my first lives, not my first live, but my first year of coaching, I was like, oh my gosh, imagine if I'm in a magazine, a published magazine with some amazing mentors that I adore, and then I ended up in a magazine with some amazing mentors that I adore. Imagine if I have like consistent 5-figure months, I had consistent, like speaking things out, using your imagination will create things. But if you're not focused on this work and you're not focused where you're going and you're not tapping into what am I thinking about, what am I feeling about, then you're focusing on losing. So this brings me to my next thing. The most important thing we have to start becoming aware of before we do the emotional intelligence work and I teach you strategies and all the things, we got to focus on what we want rather than what's not working. Because I will tell you, the thing that we focus and we talk about the most is, why isn't it working? Why am I not there? Why am I not there? Why am I not there yet? Am I good enough? I hope this works. Why isn't this working? How do I not fail, Alina? Do you understand everything you're saying there and all that energy is you creating just that? When everything in your life is about failure or you trying to avoid failure, how do I not fail? You create exactly that. Our fears are so magnetic. This is why the collective fears right now are so rampant. Can you do me a favor and stop watching the news? Just gonna put that out there. Can we start collectively manifesting a free world? Like, this is why I love this masterclass, is because I'm like, if we all started doing this, we would live in a different world. We got to stop living in the matrix, or it's supposed to be untethered. This world is limitless. We create our own limits. So if all your thoughts and all you're wondering is, how do I not fail? Why isn't it working? I hope this works. That's not certainty. That's not faith. And all you're thinking and talking about and feeling about is failure or try to avoid failure. That's what you create. When you say, how do I not fail? How do I do this, Alina, not fail? Okay, you're just literally telling the universe you want failure because the universe does not understand negation. Yes, I'm ready. So powerful. Yes, Rachel. The universe does not understand negation. It understands frequency. So when you even think about, how do I not fail at this though? And I hope this works, you are already focusing on losing. And where I want to remind you in this call today is I need you to focus on it working. It is working. It is working. I am changing. See, here's another thing that we do when we're doing self-development. We're waiting for the tangible results. And because tangible results sometimes take a little time, not always, miracles happen all the time, but sometimes tangible results take a little while. then we say that nothing works. When the truth is, you don't ever look at how great your mind is becoming. Because I know if you did my programs and you stayed with me, you would start responding differently. I'm going to teach you different things about emotional intelligence. So even if you stop being someone who was reactive, that is you changing. But we don't do that. We say, nothing's working because I have no results. Instead of being like, let me notice all the good things about my mind. When I started my journey, I wasn't like, I need the money now, I need the things now. What I focused on, what I really understood from my mentors was like, I need to constantly focus on all the areas that things are working. And I need to focus on where in my mind are things working. So I would notice like the way I was reacting to things was calmer. I wouldn't stress out so much. I would notice more positive thoughts. You need to start to focus on, even if the results don't come, like the parts of you that are good. What are the good things about your mind? What are the good things about how you're being in life right now? Because that is all compounding. But when everything is, it's not working. Is it working yet? How do I not fail? I hope this works. All you're saying to the universe is failure, 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 failure. Universe is like sending you failure, sending you failure. All you're focusing on is losing. It's not about winning. When you think about failure, how not to fail, you focus on losing. You're not in certainty. You're not focusing on winning. You're saying, God, how do I not fail? Universe is like failure. No, universe, I don't want no failure. Like, I don't want to fail, universe. You want a failure? I'm giving you more failure. My wish is your command. No, okay, God, universe, I just want to know, like, when is it going to work? Okay, so obviously it's not working, so let me send you more failure. Your wish is my command. No. I just want to know, like, how do I not fail and get hurt at this? Universe is like, my wish is your command. Here's more failure. No, I want success, but why am I not there yet, God? So you want failure. Do you see why it's not working? Anytime that you're like wondering why it's not working, you're uprooting, like your wish is my command, the universe says to you. I don't want failure. Universe sends you more failure. No, I don't want failure. I like, so what do we do here? Like, how do we stop this? The law of focus says that you cannot think two different things at the same time. So why is it so important to be conscious in your life? And I will tell you, I don't really believe that we're only 5% conscious. I think maybe when you start, because you are so in your autopilot, but the more you do this work, I swear to God, I'm so conscious. Everywhere I go, I'm like thinking about what I'm thinking about. And when I know I'm not thinking about winning, I shift that right away. Or I get grounded, or I get in my body, or I look at like the gratitude around my life. You're either going to focus on winning, your desire, gratitude for your life, where you are now, or you're going to be constantly focusing on how do I not lose and failing? You get to choose, but you can't have both. You can't think two things at the same time. So I watch sports with Autumn once in a while, and watch a little hockey and football, and I have a little bit of sports background too, but like me and Adam always talk about this and how this actually works in manifestation and self-development. But like when you watch teams play, you can so see the psychology of a team that's playing to win versus a team that's playing not to lose. The team playing not to lose is all defensive, but the team playing to win is focusing on winning, and they're playing offensive. And so guess what? They win. You can tell when you watch a game which team is focusing on not losing and focusing on winning. So I'm conscious after years of this work. Yes, I'm so happy. Hello, Karen. You brought me back this week from some serious shit. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So what team's going to win? The one playing to win or the one playing not to lose, playing defensive? You know the answer to that. You do this in your life all the time. You cannot focus on two things. You're either focusing on desire, winning, gratitude, taking action in the right direction, or you're constantly focusing on like, it's not working. Why is it not working? And even guys, every single time you compare yourself to other people, why is it working for her? And why is it working for him? And it's not me. Failure. That's all you're putting out into the universe. Failure. When you're comparing yourself, you're focusing on losing instead of focusing on winning. I don't care what people are doing. I'm going this way. I'm going towards my desires. I don't care about what people are doing. I'm going this way. You focus on winning. And so then you create that. what you think, talk about, feel about. You're pulling in that reality. The question is not, how do I manifest? You're already manifesting all the time. The question is, how the heck do I focus my attention on winning rather than my past failures, my limiting beliefs, and losing? Stop thinking about failing. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop comparing yourself. Stop thinking about it's working. You have to make a decision and you have to go all in and you got to play offensive and you got to detach from timing. And anytime that it's like hard, it's happening for me. There's a lesson here. Everything's cynical. This too shall pass. I'm still focusing on winning. It is still working. It is still working. We have to direct our focus on winning. How do you do that? Start being aware of when you're not thinking it's working. That's why it's not working. This is why, like, and I coach so many people in sales and entrepreneurs, the ones that tell me it's not working, but I am focusing on winning, but like, it's not fair that it's working for her. You're not focusing on winning now because you're comparing yourself and wondering why it's not working for you. You got to bring awareness to what you're thinking about and shift it. It's like that simple. It's literally like interrupt the thought, shift the thought. Bring yourself back to reality. Be here now. Get physical in your body. Breathe. Gratitude. Use your imagination. Focusing on winning and creating what you want is literally talking about your desires, looking at your vision board, imagination, gratitude, taking action, doing the best you can do, and trusting that miracles at any moment happen. One of my things that has happened so many times in my life, this is why I believe in miracles so much, because every single time something was like so not working and really, really bad in my life, I would be like, nope, miracle's gonna happen. And it was like when I ran out of money once, it was like all of a sudden I got this paycheck in my mail that helped me get to where I want to go. Like there's so many times that I was like, oh no, and then all of a sudden a miracle happened. At any moment now, if you believe in miracles, like a miracle could happen now, and then it can happen now, and now, and now, and now. Like if you're constantly putting out desires and you're imagining and you're doing all this stuff, like there's a now version of you that all of a sudden the miracle happens, everything collapses. All of a sudden 10 people sign up for your highest offer and you have like a huge month out of nowhere. And you're like, how did that happen? Because you're actually focused on winning and you're allowing it to compound and compound. Harnessing our thoughts and exercising control over them is actually not that difficult, but it is requiring discipline. The first step is obviously you got to monitor your thoughts. You got to think about what you're thinking about. You got to start being conscious. And so one of the ways that I teach people how to be conscious is like, take a different path. Today, when you go for your normal walk, go a different way. Today, when you drive home from work, drive a different way. Brush your teeth with your left hand, your non-dominant hand. Go listen to something different. The more conscious you are, the more you're going to start being aware of your thoughts, because we're not aware of our thoughts. We get up, we drive to work, we don't even know how we got there, and in our mind, we have no idea what the heck we were just manifesting. You got to think about what you're thinking about. And every time you see that you're not in alignment with it, you got to shift it. Find what works for you. Yes. Hello, speaker. Mwah, just landed. Hi. Miracles happen every day. I had a vision. Yes. Hello, Kristen. Manifestation is a discipline. And it's so simple, yet it does require discipline of your mind, your emotions and actions. And it does require consciousness. And it does require having more of these conversations so that you can constantly be reminded of your power, because every single time you think something's happening that's bad to you and it's not fair, you momentarily just forgot your power. That's all it is. This is why I created the self-mastery program, #badass mode. We are starting Monday in 3 days. This program is going to carry you through your entire life. I'm going to teach you how to be disciplined in your mind. I'm going to teach you tools, strategies, more conversations that blow your mind, because every time you hear something different or something that makes you feel something, I'm making you conscious, which is powerful. This is why people who are in this work and constantly hearing different things and like, whoa, I felt something. I just made you go conscious. That's a great thing. There are already things in your mind that I planted seeds in your brain right now that are going to manifest something later, but you don't know that yet. I'm going to teach you strategies, how to be disciplined, how to get actual results. I'm not just going to tell you a bunch of mind stuff. I'm not going to tell you to think about stuff. I'm going to give you actual tools and strategies. I'm going to take you through the foundation of how I got here and how I keep growing. because I will tell you, and I will tell you more in my programs, because sometimes I can't say certain things publicly, but the craziest or hardest things have happened to me in the last few months. And I tap back into this work that I'm teaching you guys right now and in the self-mastery program, and everything started like coming back again. But sometimes when like, oh my God, like impending doom things are happening, it made me direct my focus and I forgot my power for a second, which was a weird thing that happened to me. And then I remembered all this stuff. And I'm about to teach you a powerful strategy that went from like all of a sudden, because I was getting tested. In my 4.5 years, I've never had people like default on payment plans. And all of a sudden, all like horrible things happening, like can't even talk about stuff. Some stuff is legal. Like it's all happening for me. It's good. And I trust in everything. But all of a sudden I started thinking, oh my God, is now my business going to fail? Because nothing was happening in my business. But then I started thinking about that. I forgot my power. And all of a sudden, ding, 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 I had default payment plans. And I'm like, what? It's never happened to me. And then I started getting really scared and nervous. And all the other started happening. And then I brought myself back to my work. And then a bunch of people who defaulted came back, paid in full. People signed up. It was like ping, ping, ping. It was the craziest thing. I showed Adam. Adam was like I started dating Adam. He didn't even know what manifesting was. He thought I was some sort of hippie. He was a little worried about me, but he's like, I love you and you're happy. And now he gets it and he sees it and things happen. And he sometimes thinks I'm a witch and it's like, no. And now things happen for him and we're all manifesting in our family. And that's like a thing in our life. And it's so funny because he's in my world now and he knows this stuff work. And it's like, I started doing all the things that for a moment, I forgot. I focused too much on the failure. Everything came right back. It came right back. So this is the last part of the training. And this is what brought me back. And of course, I got to save the other stuff for my programs. But if you today take on what I'm about to do with you, I promise you, you will start manifesting. You will feel happier. You will feel more empowered. But again, you can't just listen to me. You got to actually go and embody it. My programs are not about you just listening and taking notes. I want you to embody it. This is why I also take you through different processes. I have the most things I haven't even taught ever in my programs that are coming up in the self-mastery program. And I'm so very excited. By the way, when you buy self-mastery program, you get money codes, covenant magnetism, and the body code. And you get to keep those for a lifetime. So this is the last part of the training. Your teaching empowers us. Oh, I'm so happy. And storytelling. See what I mean? And it's funny. I was on a client call with a client a few days ago, and we're talking about all the things that we went through. And as a coach and a mentor, it's our stories that help transform people. So if you're a mentor or a coach, there's a reason you go through things. You got to go through the things so then you have the breakthroughs, get yourself aligned, and then now you know how to teach people. Because I'm never going to be the kind of person in your life that will say, hey, life is so easy. Everything was given to me. I just manifested this business and everything was just like handed to me. No, I made myself into who I am. And I know, and I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy of my own, that I know that when hard things happen to me, it's because I'm meant to go through it so that I can help serve you. Because every story that I ever had where something hard went through and then I had a breakthrough how to get myself out of it, one of my clients went through it and then I got to give them my tool, my breakthrough, my perspective, and then they shifted out of it faster. So it does all happen for me. And even when I go through hard things, even though like if I actually told you what the heck happened, you'd be like, oh my God, all this happened at once. I'm like, yeah, like people's mouth drop. I don't even tell certain people because I'm just like, I know it's crazy. You almost wouldn't believe it, but stories to come in the programs. All right, so let's move into what helped me have a breakthrough from all this crazy shit that happened and all of a sudden went ding, 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 and happiness and alignment happened again. So focus is so important. And I want to have a conversation about frequencies because yes, your thoughts are important, but that's one level. What's so important is that, see, this is why words don't really matter. Like a lot of people say, you shouldn't say I want because it's the frequency of lot. If you want something, you don't have it, but no, but if your want is like the feeling of desire, then it doesn't matter about the words. It's about the energy behind a word. Okay. So how do we move out of lack? What do we do if like our circumstances are like super, super hard? How do you manifest more? How do you manifest more money when things are just like a little bit wonky right now? You have to focus on your everything now, and then you need to amplify it. So I'm going to go into this with you guys. So you guys have all heard that your brain doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination, right? Because it is all about frequencies and energetics, right? So the key to creating more abundance in your life, and you guys already know this, you need to be grateful for how amazing your life is right now, because your now creates your future. Now, the power of manifesting, the field of manifestation is now. So you know, if you're in lack and you're worried and you're stressed and you're lack, you attract lack. You cannot build anything from lack. You just can't. Lack attracts lack. Fear attracts fear. Failure attracts failure. So you gotta focus on your everything. And I'm gonna give you a cool mantra. And you gotta get in the frequency of abundance. So if you're home, this is gonna be amazing, but let me know if you're at your house right now. If you're not at your house, when you come home later, do this, okay? This is so powerful so that you really understand what the frequency of abundance is, what attracts more abundance in your life, and how to amplify it to create more from that, okay? So if you're in your home right now, I want you to look around your home. I want you to look at all the stuff that you bought in your house and all the things in your fridge, and I want you to look around your home. This energy technique is called my everything, because you have an everything. So look at your home right now. And first of all, if you have a home and you have shelter and you have clothes and water and food, like you very well know, you are way on your way to being really abundant here, okay? I want you to look around your home and say, wow, I'm so grateful I have a home. I'm so grateful that I'm gonna go open my fridge right now, look in my fridge right now, and look at all the yummy food that I have. I got amazing fresh organic veggies today. I'm so freaking grateful that I have this phone and this computer. I'm so grateful that I have this free social media thing where I get to listen to Alina. I get to plug into people that empower me. I want you to look at like, oh my God, this crystal. I'm so grateful for this crystal I got to buy. Oh my God, look at your purse. Look at your shoes. Look, go into your closet. Look at all the stuff you have. Oh my gosh. Look how nice your clothes are. Look at that purse that you just bought. Wow. I'm rich. Wow. Like, wow. Look at that latte machine. Go make yourself a coffee, close your eyes and like take a sip and be like, wow, I'm so wealthy. Like, if you think about the version of you that has all that wealth, do you really think that you're going to be drinking your coffee any different than you are when you're free and financially free? No, you're not. And if you're that person now, then you get to amplify and get that later. So we can only build from what we have. The universe can only give you what you have and what you're feeling from now. So you got to look in your house and be like, this journal, I have these crystals here. I have these glasses. I have this computer. Oh my God, look at all the food in my house. Look at my shoes. I got my favorite creams. I have my favorite shampoos. I got all my favorite. Wow. I have everything. Wow. This is the mantra. I have everything I need, and I'm so excited for more. This is how you open yourself for more and you amplify more, but you got to be grounded in abundance now. And that mantra is like looking around and actually describing like, I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. This came to me and I started saying it. And I was like, and I started with like being grateful for the people that were paying on time and the people that are coming. I'm like, I'm so grateful. I have everything I need. People paying me on time, people like coming in, and I'm just excited for more. I have everything I need, but you gotta be in their frequency. You can't just list off things. This is why when people are doing gratitude journal, I'm so grateful for my house. And I'm so grateful for my water. I need some water actually. That doesn't work if you're not feeling it. So this mantra came to me from like, holy crap, shit's going down. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, because even this is Adam pointed out. He's like, I don't really understand like what you're stressed about. I know that this just happened, but like if you look around, you have everything. And I'm like, you're right. I have my health. I have this amazing, loving partner. I have these healthy 4 kids that make me happy and crazy kids. But like I have my favorite creams. I have everything I need. I have food in my fridge. I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. And I got myself into a state of abundance. I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. I'm so excited for more. And all of a sudden more came. And it also compounds what I already have at home and everything. Oh my God, love this, love this. Yes. sitting in my office right now for more inspiration. Look at all the things you've bought. You bought your phone, you bought this computer, you are wealthy. So you're going to look at everything you've bought and you're going to say to yourself, like, I have everything I need. This is something crazy that happened with me during my journey. This is what happened to me during this time. And when I was learning from successful people, I didn't really understand it. Like, you know what happens sometimes is when we start our journey, we do the gratitude thing and we're so in it and it works and it amplifies, right? Because you can amplify gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful. I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. I'm amplifying. Now I'm calling in more. But what happens sometimes is we take things for granted all the freaking time. We become successful, we get the money, we get the man, and all of a sudden we stop doing the whole like, wow, I have everything I need and I'm excited for more. We forget the frequency of gratitude and we take things for granted. Like, are you really surprised that you lost your job when every single day you were driving to work going, oh, I hate this job. I hate this thing. When you start hating things and you start taking things for granted, how the hell are you going to amplify anything? Like 0 times 0 equals 0. A lot of successful people do that. And I remember hearing this at the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the most grateful person. This is like the most important frequencies to be. I have everything I need and I'm excited for more. But then we have all this stuff and we take things for granted. We stop. And this is what happens also with mindset work. We do it, it works, and then we kind of fall off. And so this is why I'm a big believer. If you're constantly wanting to grow and evolve, like, you need to be in this work every day. Mindset work is an everyday thing. You want your money to amplify, you need to look at your money and be grateful for it. People are like, but my money is depleting, but it's there. Did your money not buy you the groceries you have right now? How are you going to amplify more when now you're like, oh, it's leaving me? And money's a relationship too. If you're only happy when it's there, but then you're not happy when it goes, you have a relationship with money that is called complicated. And then you're wondering why it's always going like this instead of going like this, instead of going straight up. Because we start being happy. We're only happy and grateful for our money when it's there. But the second it goes or something doesn't work, now it's like, I hate money. Like, people say that all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you saying? Where are you ever going to manifest more from hating it and not being grateful for it? And same with relationships. You get the dream man, the dream woman, and then all of a sudden you take it for granted. And then you wonder why your partner starts looking at somebody else. We take things for granted. We don't understand frequency at all. We're getting manifestation in the mind, but we're not getting it in the heart. And we take things for granted. And there's nothing that you're going to build and keep when you're not grateful for it. And so the affirmation is, first, you get yourself in a state of abundance, drink your coffee, get sun on your face. Oh my gosh, I have everything I need. Look at all the groceries in my fridge. And then it's like, I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. And when you get in your frequency, you close your eyes and you imagine, because that's the greatest tool that we were given to, is to imagine. Humans do not imagine anymore. They don't. We forget to dream. We take things for granted, and it's got to be like, I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more and I'm open to receiving more. You got to use that energy and amplify it. You are the amplifier. And when you get into that energy of like, I have everything I need, and you kiss your man and you kiss your kids and you hug your dog, oh my God, I have everything I need, I'm healthy, and then I'm excited for more. And then you close your eyes. This is how I manifest. And I start saying things like, oh my gosh, imagine if I just had a 6-figure day. Imagine if 100 people right now join Inner Circle. Imagine if I do a collaboration with Tony Robbins. Imagine if I get interviewed by Oprah. Imagine if me and Adam go to Maldives and then we go to Paris for our honeymoon. And oh my gosh, and then you just let it go. And then you get back into reality and you're like, have everything I need. Why are we stressing? You have a roof over your home? Do you have water to drink? You have more than most people do on the planet, and you have an everything, but you don't focus on your everything. You keep focusing on the lack and why it's not working. And why does she have more? And that is all focusing on losing. We need to focus on winning, and winning looks like, I have everything I need. I'm grateful for what I have right now, focusing on the abundance. And then when I'm actually feeling good, I amplify it and I plant little seeds in the universe, because in the universe, is like a next level conversation though, but like everything's happening now. There are like million realities, versions of you happening right now. But the one that you pull in is the one that you consistently focus on. And the one I pull in now is I have everything I need. I'm so freaking grateful for Adam, for my kids, for my clients. And I'm just open to receiving more. And I'm so excited. And this is where you hear like the whole like 10x your goals. You got to dream really big. You don't ask yourself how, because this is how miracles happen. There is no how. There is just like, I'm going to just imagine things and I'm going to plant them in the universe. And I'm just going to be open to being surprised. Like I have everything I need. I'm excited for more and I'm open to being surprised. That's what we do. And on your hard days, because you are a human, and really, you know, I don't mind sharing all this stuff because in my programs, we navigate the human. The human and their emotions and all the circumstances is where we have to constantly align the human. This is why emotional intelligence is such a big part of my work, because circumstantially things will happen to you and you're going to forget this stuff. And you're going to start to brew in bad energy. And then you're going to start pulling in things from the catalog of quantum hell. And then that's not what we want to do. Whenever you're not feeling good, because you're meant to not feel good. No one's meant to be happy. It's not true. You're supposed to be positive all the time at all. Okay. But when you're not feeling good, don't play in the quantum realm. Don't play with your big dreams. Don't start thinking about, oh, now this is not going to work like it happened to me. And it was like, I swear, I wish I could record my life sometimes to show you how crazy it was. The moment I kept focusing, it was like, ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I shifted my energy and it was like, ding, 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 ding. Like, it's like, oh my God, like, we don't want to think that way. And so when you're having a hard time, you just feel your feelings and you take care of your human and you remind yourself, like, I am not going to be happy all the time, but I get to be grateful and I get to be present and you get to feel your body and you get to go take a bath and you get to eat some soup and you go get a hug and you go watch something and you go take a nap. Okay. But the worst thing you ever do is when things are not working, you keep focusing and not losing it. And then you do the imagine if it gets worse scenarios. And then you wonder why that happens. And like at nighttime, you want to know the best time to start thinking about what you're thinking about and it's such a powerful time to think about what you want is before you go to bed. But most humans, what do? We think about all the crazy shit we got to do tomorrow. We think about all the things that are not working. We start stressing and then we go to bed marinating on those and then recreating the same thing in the morning. That's not how you do it. Perfect now. I am happy and grateful for the $20 in my account. Yes. I'm so happy and grateful that I've been given this vision to be my dream business. Oh, me too. Me too. I have everything I need, and I'm so grateful for more. Repeat that. Remember that. Write that down. Like one of the ways we start changing our autopilot is put the Post-its up. Put the Post-its up. You know, put them everywhere in your mirror. Who cares? It's like we're recoding our mind. This is how it starts. You look like a little bit of a crazy person, but then we break out. There's a version of you that eventually you don't need to look at the Post-its anymore. It's just who you are. It's who you are. I am a grateful freaking person. Every day, and Adam will tell you, that's one thing that why I think of everything that's always been steady is like Adam, because I'm like, we hug each other in the morning, we cuddle, and we're like, I'm so grateful for you. And it's so funny, once we told each other these stories, how like when I was sleeping once, I was telling him that with my mind. I was trying to tell him mine. He's like, I was doing that too. Like, it's so funny. And I'm like, oh my God, no wonder we have such an amazing, loving relationship. And that's something you don't forget. When you're really, and here's the thing, here's the truth, and I talked about this in the last masterclass, you guys should go watch it, but if you have to be reminded to be grateful for something, then you weren't grateful for it in the first place. When you value things, you think about them. And when you're really valuing where your future is going, you're going to start really bringing conscious awareness of what you're focusing on. Are you focusing on winning in where you're going? Are you focusing on like, why isn't it working? Ding, 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 ding. Calling the universe failure. Can I have failure? Sure. Your wishes might commit. No. That's what you do. And when things are hard, you just be a human. You just be a human. Nothing is permanent. No, nothing's permanent. And no matter what your circumstance is, you know, and I know if you're watching this, you have an everything now. There are people who are praying to have what you have right now. Your home, your partner, your kids, your health, your body, the money that you do have in your account, the money that just bought your groceries. that job that you're not being grateful for, that's allowing you to build your side hustle on the side. Like, you have in everything, but we don't focus on that because we keep comparing ourselves and looking at not losing. And the universe can only give you what you have now and what you feel now. And then if you're actually grateful and tap into the frequency of gratitude and you amplify it, that's how you call in more. There is no other way. And I promise you, I have taken every kind of money course, wealth course, manifestation course, and at the core of everything, it's this. And people are like, oh yeah, gratitude. They're doing that because it's become mainstream, instead of realizing you need to be a freaking grateful person that's actually valuing what you have, because you cannot build more from lack. You can only build from what you have. And you can trick your mind, you can trick your subconscious, absolutely, but you got to be in the frequencies. This is why I said before, like the affirmations, like if you're saying an affirmation and you don't feel that it's true, just tweak it. Can you not get your head around, I am changing, I am transforming, things are coming, good things come to me all the time. I am building a multiple billion-dollar business. I am building a 7-figure business. I am building a 6-figure business. I am building this. I am the creator of my life. I am the amplifier of my life. I go first. Build from what you have. Abundance attracts abundance. I just made Post-its. I love you. I love it that you just do it. Do it right away. Use your energy, use your have. You have in everything. I have everything I need, and I'm so excited for more. Remember, you continually attract the frequency that you live in the most. And it's not true when you have a bad thought and when you have a bad day, but it's like that awareness of oh, switch that, shift that, and get back into gratitude. You can do gratitude rampages. Like right now, who you are right now, while you wait for the manifestations to materialize, that's what creates your life. So who are you going to be now? Now is the field of manifestation. Now. Creative energy is available to you now. In the moments that you're conscious of now, what the heck do you want to think about? Either you're going to be thinking about, I have everything I need and I'm so grateful for more and I'm so excited for more, or you're imagining more, or you're visualizing more. Humans don't imagine anymore, and it's so, so sad. But for me, the greatest thing that has manifested the stuff in my life is that I am so grateful for what I have, and I'm constantly imagining things and constantly planting energetic seeds in the universe, and I'm constantly bringing my consciousness forward, and I'm constantly investing in myself, and I'm learning from new people, and I'm just so conscious of my life. And conscious of your life means that you're also so freaking intentional with everything you do. And when I'm not feeling good, we do energy work. This is why, if you follow my stories, I'm always energy first, mindset first. The first thing you want to do every single morning, my habit that I've had for 5 years is I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And now it's I have everything I need. I'm just excited for more. Universe, I'm open to receiving the magic and miracles. Miracles can happen at any moment. So even if you're in the worst circumstance right now, you do have an everything, and you need to believe in miracles, because there's so many times that when things were whoa, all of a sudden a miracle happened, because I'm open to receiving that. Right now, something could happen. An hour from now, a miracle could happen for you. So this is the formula. I bring more consciousness in my life. I actually feel gratitude for my life. I every day look at, I have an everything, and I'm so grateful for it, and I value it, and I'm so excited for more. And when I'm in the frequency of excitement, I'm going to plant seeds into the universe. And in the meantime, when I'm not feeling good, I'm just going to take care of my human and feel my emotions, and I'm not going to compound emotions, and I'm going to keep bringing awareness to my mind, and then I'm going to take step forward, because here's the next part of this. Vision without action is just fantasy. And we cannot shift anything in our life with just thinking alone. The goal is not to make you think. The goal is to make you move. And we have to be making moves in our life. Our identity is created through actions, because only when you take an action do you start to create a memory. And then when we have memories, our memories create our identity. So without action, you're not even building a new identity. So even if it's like one small step forward, what is it in your business? You got to go live. Maybe you got to invest in yourself. Maybe you got to go build a skill. Like when people tell me they have money problems, I'm like, people don't have money problems. You don't have a money problem. You have I forgot my power for a moment. Because if you're watching this, you have access to learn new skills. You have access to resources. Do you have a credit card? Do you have people that maybe can lend you money? And if not that, then you tap into your power and you say, I can literally, because that's what I did before I could, like, I had the courage to invest in stuff. I was like Googling Tony Robbins, listening to Abraham Hicks, getting anything free, joining master classes until eventually I did the damn thing. But like, you are so resourceful. It's not a money thing. It's like your experience of it that's creating you feeling like it's a money thing. But the thing is, it's like you're so powerful. You can learn skills. We live in the greatest time ever. Every single human can literally learn a skill and go teach and get paid for it. You could be a coach. You could be a skills coach. You could teach people how to make branding. You could be a VA. You could support a team. You could sell art. You could sell jewelry. You could sell your stories. You can create workbooks. Like, you are so freaking resourceful when you remember your power and you remember the power of your thoughts and what you're focusing on. But vision without action, it is just fantasy. And the only way you're going to create memories and a new identity is like taking action. And this is where the self-mastery program comes in. If you want to do a program with me starting Monday, where like technically going to be our new year and building a impactful year, we're going to learn how to take action. We're going to learn how to be no matter what, whatever it takes. We're going to learn, I'm going to teach you how to concentrate your focus. I'll give you all my tools, my strategies, my mindset, my hacks. You're going to ask me questions. I'm going to help you untangle things. You're going to learn to discipline your mind. You're going to learn emotional intelligence, because a lot of it is like, we're scared, we're fearful, we don't know how to navigate our emotions, and then we quit. No more quitting, no more unplugging. Everything compounds when you don't unplug. And you got to focus on your everything. You have an everything. You have an everything right now, but you got to be brave and ready to be turning into, and are you ready to turn into a butterfly? Let's become butterflies. But everything you desire to create, if you're not happy right now and you want more, like, you got to go first. Manifestation is a discipline. It does get to be easy. Here's the thing. At the beginning, that whole illusion of like the end, all the things are going to come up. It's going to feel hard. I'm going to hold you. I'm going to teach you some emotional intelligence, and you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it. And eventually it's who you become. Going live, I would seriously stress about it for like 2 days straight. And then I would have to like sit here prepping myself. And then I'd go live at the beginning for 3 minutes, sweat and turn it off. But then I kept doing it and I kept doing it. And look, how long have we been live for? I don't even know. I've been on here for like, what is it? Oh, I've been on here for like 2 hours. You go back into my old videos from day one, it's a 30-minute, hi, I'm Alina, and I don't remember what I was going to say, but here I am doing my thing. And like, we all start from a day one, but you get to be a new person. There is a version of you, and this is something else I want you to play with. Like, there's a version of you that's untethered, that's happy, that's in love, that's actually happy. There's a version of you where you are the one that breaks all your family generational paradigm. I've broken so many already, and now it's helping my family pop, because now it's like, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do this, you can do this. I know people look at me right now and they're like, yeah, but you have this and that. I had nothing. I did selfies. I went live slurring my words. I had nobody supporting me. I was doing things in between naps. And I just kept doing it, and I kept doing it, and I kept being grateful, and I kept doing the mindset work. And I started self-actualizing. That's what we're here for. I want to help you self-actualize. So there's 2 things that I would suggest if you want to do a whole year with me, where we have conversations like this, but even more next level, because I teach programs on everything from body to marketing to building your own business, coaching, all the things, relationships, money work. For a full year, you get to do live programs with me every month. You get access to a whole bunch of lifetime stuff. get access to me, we get to talk, and we get to constantly focus our energy. The Inner Circle membership is a 1-year membership, and you get to do it all with me for 12 months and get to be together and we get to talk and be amazing. Or you could do the self-mastery program to start. Inner Circle membership is $4,444 in full, but you can do a payment plan, 12 months, no additional cost. Or you can do self-mastery, and that is $777, or you can do a 4-month payment plan, no additional cost. And in that program, you're just going to learn basically this, but next level, learning how to be no matter what, learning how to concentrate your focus, getting results in your life, becoming disciplined, shifting your identity. And if you've ever done this round, so something, if you're in my world, you always get an alumni. So if you're an alumni of Self-Mastery Badass Mode, it's $222 for you every time you do it. And then you're also going to get free access to some courses that I've created for you guys. You get the body code, feminine magnetism, and then you get track your money codes, which is getting new modules this year as well. So you get to do all that. Are you ready for more? Are you ready to be a butterfly? Money comes and go, but time don't. No. And you are the youngest you'll ever be. The worst thing that will ever happen to you, I'm telling you right now, is you're going to get to the end of your life and you're going to remember these conversations and you're going to wish that at least you went and found out. Because here's the thing, when we never go through the finish line or we never make the move, even if we were going to fail, like I would see, here's the thing, you're always going to think about like, but what could have happened? But what could have happened? What could have happened if I joined Inner Circle? What could have happened if I joined Self-Mastery? What could have happened if I did this? What could have happened if I took a chance on that? We never know. We never find out what we're capable of because very few people go through the finish line. Very few people actually go and fail and go see what worked and what didn't work. They pull the plug. They pull the plug because they think that like, I'd rather pull it now and cause my own failure than fail and go all in and then it doesn't work and I'll be disappointed. And disappointment is like a huge wound that we're afraid of. But again, what's going to end up is you're just going to live the most disappointing life. You are to be a sovereign human, to create your life. The time is now, and all you have is now. That's it. And I know some people don't have the resources to come into my world, but what I'm going to suggest is you stay in my world and you come to all the master classes that I have and you go in the guide section of the high performance coaching community and you binge that stuff. And you go on my YouTube channel and you binge that stuff because I don't hold back. My success is your success. And I know I have a crazy mind, but my mind is like, I want to be one of the greats. I want to be one of the greatest minds of this time. I want to be one of those people that shifts something on this planet, whether I see it, but that's what my purpose is. I want you to be successful. If more of us self-actualize and then we start teaching our kids and you teach your kids and you teach your friends, do you realize the kind of world that we're going to live in? It'll be a different world. We need to start reminding people that we have the power to do anything. You have the power to do anything. And it's going to start with like, I'm going to start focusing on my stuff. I'm going to be grateful for where I am. And I'm going to start collapsing time by taking step by step. Even if your small step is like every day for 10 minutes, you're going to plug into Tony Robbins, listen to me, read a quote in a book. I do mindset work every day. I don't know any mentor, any successful person, and I've hired like the best of the best and I've learned the best. I have invested so much money. Last year alone, I think it was a 6-figure investment in coaches and mentors and programs. And every single one of them, the reason that they keep evolving and becoming happier, not that they don't go through stuff, is because they keep doing this work. It's the focus. It's like Tony Robbins says, if you don't concentrate your focus on where you're going, you keep reverting back to the illusions. You keep reverting back to who you've been. But if you keep focusing this and we have these conversations and you're moving, even if it's a small shift every single day, there is no way you leave not becoming a different person. And at the worst that could happen is you're happier. If you just took one thing from here today and you started just practicing like literally actual true gratitude and you're like, I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. If you just start saying that and you once in a while planted a seed, you would just live a happier life. And isn't that amazing? This is the worst that could happen. That's not the worst. Obviously, it's the best. I have even written my business plan this week. It's even better. Yeah. And so Callie, you're in the self-mastery program too. And then you're going to do all the business programs with me, but like I'm going to teach you how to actually not only just manifest, but I'm going to teach you how to actually like set goals and not like the to-do list and any of that crap. So I'm a very unconventional person. And my mindset is that we can have it all. And it does get to be easy. If hard times come, it happens for me. I learned a lesson and I go teach it and I become a better version of myself. That is always my mindset. Even in business, people are like, you need to go live every day and you need to cold sell. I didn't do any of that. I trust that if I do my best and I give it all I got and I really care about you, there are a bunch of you today that have seen me for the first time and you might jump into my world. And there's some people that have been watching me for 2 years and they're going to jump in. Every single time I do a masterclass, a new person come into my world. New people come in my world. Some people have told me, I just found you and I'm ready. And I trust in that. I trust that first of all, I'm grateful for every single person in my world. I'm so grateful for you for watching and taking the time to do this and sharing. My energetic exchange is you're going to get a tuition thing, but I'm also so grateful and I so believe that new people are coming into my world all the time. New people are going to self-actualize every moment, at any moment. Miracles happen at any moment. Dogs are moving my thing here. So who you are now while you wait for the big things is what's going to create your life. But vision without action is just fantasy. So what is that for you? What is it that you need to do right now that you know is your next level move? Go do it. Go be brave, because otherwise you're just going to think about what could have been, what could have happened. Yes, I've been watching you for 2 years. Oh, I love that. Hello, Yasmin. And then every day that your life gets closer to where you want to go, and every day that you notice good things about your brain, just being more positive, being more grateful, noticing you're not as reactive, celebrate that, because celebration is such a powerful frequency. So every day that my life gets closer to what I want, I just celebrate it, I get excited, and then I amplify. Anytime that you are in the frequency of abundance, something good happens, something exciting happens, you notice your mind thinking differently, celebrate it. Celebration actually anchors in new truths about us, and you actually start rewiring the mind. Who you are now and a year from now, you could totally be thinking and believing and acting differently, creating a new reality. But it's going to take discipline, and discipline doesn't have to be hard, but it does require focus, and it does require you to be plugged into this. But you have in everything, and this is the biggest thing I want you to take away from here, is start to notice what you're thinking about. Notice when you're not feeling good, what am I thinking about? Start untangling that, and then tap back into, I have everything I need, and I'm so excited for more, and then just let it go. And then just go do what you got to do, because we still got to operate the human. The human is still having a human experience. But now and now and now, right now is the field of manifestation. So what are you going to do about that? What are you going to focus on? So this wraps up this beautiful self-fulfilling prophecy. Thank you so much for everybody that was live with me, for commenting, for sharing. If anybody has not been able to see this, I saw a couple comments, some people are not able to see this. I'm going to go check out what's happening. It is saying it's public, but I'm going to be converting this to a YouTube link, and we're going to be sending it out if you're subscribed to my email list. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, Alina Grayson, or go in the high performance coaching community. Go check out my guide section, but stay in this. If you love these conversations, if you have felt something, if you have become more conscious from this, this is a good thing. You are right now changing it, changing your life, whether you know it or not. I have planted seeds in your mind I know won't leave you. And I'm grateful for that, because it will shift you later on. But stay in this energy and look out, for the new masterclass going to come next year. If you're interested in doing any programs, there's a link tree in my bio. You can click it. The self-mastery program is starting Monday in 3 days, and we're diving right in. We're becoming no matter what. We're mastering ourselves, because the masculine energy, the mastering, the discipline is the only way that you attract ease and flow. It's what holds the feminine. The feminine doesn't work. You can't just be thinking and la la la, things are going to happen without the discipline, without the actual action. Okay, so we're going to become no matter what. I'm going to teach you strategies where it's not going to be so hard and it gets to be easy, and I have everything I need, and I'm excited for more. And if you want to do a year with me, the inner circle membership is the best place to be. And I don't hold back. And I have so many new things coming in this year that I'm so excited. I want you to be successful. I want you to be self-actualized. I promise you, I'm not the kind of mentor that will hold back anything just so you don't get to where I want you to be successful. I want you to like exceed me. I want this world to shift. I have big ideals, and it doesn't matter when it happens, but I know I'm making my mark on this planet. And I know at the end of my life, when I'm a 90-year-old lady on my deathbed, 122, because I feel like I'm going to live a long time, I'm going to be like, yes, I'm so proud that I went for it. I'm so proud that I went for it. You are resourceful. You have in everything. Start focusing on what you're focusing on. People are not lying. The rich, wealthy people, successful people are not lying when they say your thoughts create things. But your thoughts, emotions, and believing it is working, noticing the good in your life, noticing you have everything, tapping into frequencies and taking actions towards it, that's what's ultimately going to turn you into a whole butterfly. This is what you're here for. You're here for evolution. You're not here to arrive at death safely, okay? You're sovereign. You are a creator. Go create yourself into whatever you want, and you get to shift that a million times over. And then go teach your kids that. My kids, manifesting, gratitude, affirmation, that is a daily thing. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And they manifest the craziest thing. I don't know if you guys will watch me on Christmas Day. My kids love foxes, and I got them these little stuffy foxes that they wanted. And an hour later, Rhea's like at the window, there's a sock, there's a sock. She couldn't say it because she was in shock. There's a sock, And we're like, what's going on? We look outside, there's a fox in our backyard. And there's foxes are supposed to be around this area. And there it was on Christmas morning after opening little fox stuffies. There's a picture on my timeline if you want to go look. And guess what my kids said? We manifested it. And I'm like, yes, imagine it. What else? This is real. This is real. You don't need to focus on the how. And this is why also successful people will tell you, like, yeah, we're going to learn in self-mastery how to like create goals and actually make them real, the things that are actually predictable. But like, I want you to dream. I want you to imagine. I want you to dream again and imagine, like, what if, oh my God, imagine if a year from now, you're a multi-millionaire. Don't worry about the how. Who knows how it comes? Who knows if you get a promotion? Who knows if you join something? Who knows if you win the lottery? Who knows if someone gives you an inheritance? Who knows if a family member comes? You don't know that. What's important is that you imagine and you 10x your goals all the time. Because one thing I've learned from people who've created unrealistic goals is they always say, I don't even know how I did it. Like I literally just imagined a bunch of things and there they are. Don't worry about the how. Just play with your imagination. Get in the frequency though, that I have everything and I'm so excited for more. I have everything I need and I'm so excited for more. And then just plant a seed and leave it. That's where you're supposed to detach. I've seen that. Be brave. That's so cool. Yeah, I have everything to be successful. Yes, you do. If you have the internet, you can be so resourceful. We don't have money problems. We have I forgot my power for a moment problem, like I did. But when I tell you my stories, you're going to be like, what? But I've learned a lot. I'm having a lot of breakthroughs and it's helping me channel so much. So a lot of things are coming. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And if you feel like someone needs to hear this, please share with them. Please tag them. I'd be so grateful for you. And as an energetic exchange, for those of you who already shared before, make sure you DM us for the 222 credit. You automatically get. And then for those of you who want to enter a draw to win a free tuition for the inner circle, which means you're going to win 4,444 tuition credit. You can do the whole year with me. And then 2 people win 50% off any programs, and you can add that 222 credit. And that's my energetic exchange. I believe in the giving and the receiving sequence of the universe. And more importantly, I wish my kids and hope your kids grow up in a world where people are more empowered and remember their power. And that's going to start with us. So let's go preach this world and preach to the world how much power we have. I love that. I have everything and I'm ready for more. Send it to me. If you ever want a cool book too, there's The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. That was one of my favorite books too when I first read that too. And they're always like, send it to me, universe. You can go practice that too. Manifesting inner circle. Yes, 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 yes. Hey, you won the collective. You never know. Imagine if I had a 6-figure day. Imagine if, just play with it, guys. Just play with it. Everything you put out there, there's a reality. And the more you focus on it, without intent, don't tangle it up with fear and it not working. Just be open. Like anything can happen. Anything can happen. It was not predictable for me to be here. And a lot of people who are where they are, they tell me the same thing. So play, imagine, be grateful for what you have. Be like, if you're going to do gratitude, feel it with your soul. Do that, like, I have everything. Look around your house. Look at all the things you bought. You have so much. If you have a credit card that buys you food, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone believes in me. Manifesting inner circle. Yes, 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 yes. So I will tell you when I'm doing the draw, but the draw will end Sunday at 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. I want to do the draw before we start the self-mastery program on Monday. So people have a choice so they can jump in and catch the live. But yeah, this is a live program. It's 3 weeks, 7 modules. You'll get some bonus things as well. And let's have some fun. And if you know, like, this is not the right time for you, you got to trust it. You know what I mean? Trust yourself, you know, trying to manifest a tuition, but stay in my world. I'm not going anywhere. And I will share everything that I learned because we all need to get to where we want to go. This world will be such a happy place if we're all manifesting our dream lives. It is an illusion that there's lack. There's so much to go around. It's just certain people don't want everybody to know this. Because again, how do you control people, right? Hello, Marianne. Just saw the email, but I'll watch the replay. Okay, yes, I'm hopping off right now. So you guys will see me in the event section, put the draw in, but you have till Sunday at 11:11 Eastern Standard Time to share this video, to tag and tag me on your socials, and we will pick some winners out. And again, for those of you who shared before, you automatically get that 222. So you can DM and we can apply that towards any bundles or the programs that are coming up. I love you. You are freaking amazing. You are powerful. You are a creator. Go amplify your life. Go build more and go spread this word to everybody around you. Okay? Okay. I love you guys. Thank you again for being here. And again, thank you for sharing. I will see you guys soon. Bye.